No mercy for you, no worries for you. That Game of Thrones, don't sexy on you. I flip the script, I roll the dice. Don't fall asleep, cause I'm working nights. Hey, you trying to shut me out, it's get it. Hey, I come and see you now, no hesitation. Hey, I'm really tired of being patient. Hey, if you won't give it to me, I'ma take it.
Dance is like cool now for kids?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't dance in elementary. I still don't dance.
You know how embarrassed I'd be at that age, getting in front of a stage full of people and dancing?
Yeah, I'm still still get a little embarrassed. Jessica.
Can you hear me? Test.
Jessica wants to take dance classes for our wedding, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
So what do you think? Tossing it back to yourself. That is it. And it's not like shit talking about you or me, but that's crazy how good the kids are. Like what we knew when we started as adults. You know what I mean? I don't teach my kids moves, but I'll fuck around with them a little bit. And so, I had half guard, and I reached around my daughter's bag, had a wrist control to the back, and I'm holding, and she's like, I can get out of it, let me see. She slips her knee in, and puts my fucking hand on, and then she starts to skate from there. I was like, I said the right to him, so I'm gonna tell y'all go watch the kids. She goes, I don't want to watch. I want to fight.
for today's event. Let's go ahead and get the competitors back to the warm-up rooms, get the mat ready, and get ready to get the event started.
All right. Diego, once he comes back, we'll go live on the mics. All right, Diego. What's that? He's coming. He'll come. Hello, everybody. This is Third Coast Grappling Kids 1 on January 19th. 2020. Welcome. So commentating tonight we have myself, Zach Marshall, as well as Ricky Rivas. Say hello, Ricky.
What's up, y'all?
And we are
ladies and gentlemen,
going to start and begin the broadcast.
Here in Houston, Texas, we are live for the Third Coast Grappling Championship presents the Kids 1. We have an exciting afternoon of high-level jiu-jitsu for you from some of the youngest grapplers in Texas. But before we get started, let's give a shout-out to our sponsors. 3CG Radio, Kicksite, We Defy Foundation, JustGiPants.com, Fuji Mats, Third Ward BJJ, I Rule Designs, Jiu-Jitsu Times, Everyday Pohada, and Kimura Soap. Now, are you guys ready to get this event started? All right, make some noise. Come on, let's get it up for these competitors. All right, our first matchup of the evening. Fighting out of the red corner, representing 10th Planet San Antonio, Joel Alvarado.
Joel Alvarado out of 10th Planet San Antonio. We actually have quite a bit of 10th Planet San Antonio here, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see like the type of jiu-jitsu they bring to the table. I wonder how their kids program is.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is I've seen a lot of their adults program. Gio Martinez is going to be on our March 14th event, and but you know this is kind of the first time I'm seeing their kids, and sounds like they got a lot of support here today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, 10th Planet gets a lot of criticism for like looking past the fundamentals, and so I'm curious to see how the kids program does, you know, with not only the fundamentals, but kind of like the unique skill set that 10th Planet has on its own.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And since there's no leg locks and kind of 10th Planet's known for a little bit of kind of different jiu-jitsu, so I'm interested to see how their kids do. So we have Jesus Cervantes, the third coming in from Dio Jiu-Jitsu. Eye of the Tiger, I like it.
That's a classic.
It's
That's
great.
a classic. He's
who
ready.
Who doesn't get pumped up by hearing Eye of the Tiger? It's got to be exciting for these kids too. This kind of super fight.
Oh, he's doing a cartwheel, a backflip.
Man, I could do that too, but
yeah.
You imagine doing that, walking out to your IBJJF tournament, like.
I think you would get disqualified in IBJJF.
All right, here we go. First match.
Now Joel here's staying in his base here pretty well.
Doing some hand fighting in the X guard.
So that's interesting. That's a pretty advanced position that Joel tried to just sweep from.
Looks like some good passing attempts too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cover full guard. They're going to reset them.
A lot of energy here.
So we got 5-minute rounds and 3-minute overtime. Overtime is whoever's up on points. We'll get to choose top or bottom full guard or standing position, and it'll be first point or submission after that, the golden rule. So in regular, it's first to 11 or submission, so in the 5 minutes. So if somebody can get a submission here, then they will win, or if they can get 11 points before the other person.
And Zach, what happens if it's a draw at the end of regulation?
Yeah, that's when it'll go into our 3-minute overtime, where whoever's up on points will choose that starting position, either standing up or full guard on the bottom or full guard on the top.
Okay. And so right now, Joel's doing a good job of keeping his closed guard closed. We have Jesus trying to open. He's trying to stand up a bunch of times, but he keeps getting pulled back in. You hear the 2-on-1 call from his coach there.
Yeah, Joel's doing good at controlling his posture.
And so now, Zach, what if it is scoreless at the end of regulation?
Then the referee will decide whoever the aggressor was during regulation will get to choose the starting position.
We've got 3 minutes remaining. Make some noise for these two. Come on, guys.
3 minutes. That seemed like a long 2 minutes.
Seemed like a long 2 minutes.
These kids are doing a really good job.
Referee resetting them back in the center.
Your referee Austin Ordonay here, veteran ref for us in Third Coast.
Veteran competitor as well.
Oh, absolutely. He's actually competed for us in one of our qualifiers. I think he got second in our qualifiers against William Tackett. Maybe joining us later.
And William Tackett is the younger brother, correct?
No, he's the oldest.
He's the oldest.
And then Andrew,
brother.
and then Caleb, who's going to be fighting for us tonight.
Okay. Still in the close guard here. Jesus needs to put pressure on the legs. He's using his hands a lot to fight with Joel's hands, but what he needs to do is put pressure on the legs so that he can get out of the close guard.
He needs to try to open up that guard, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to open up those legs, standing up.
And it's very common to want to put the weight on the person from close guard, but what you really want to do is use your hands or body positioning to put pressure on the legs. That's
it looked like he
thing.
almost got a body triangle from the guard position, which is I haven't seen really that much.
Yeah, the body triangle from the guard position is pretty interesting because you kind of stall yourself.
Right.
You stall your opponent, but you also stall yourself, which is good. It's a good tool to have. However, maybe not something to use all the time.
So can you imagine what these kids are going to be like in 10 years?
Oh, yeah, they're going to be amazing if they stick with it.
Right. Yeah, that's the key,
That's
right?
the key, if they stick with it. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Zach, because all these kids, they do jiu-jitsu, but they also have other things that they're good at.
Right.
And so
other sports that...
Yeah, and so, there comes a time when they grow up where they have to, pick and choose which one they want to commit to the most.
A lot of good hand fighting, trying to break the posture there.
60 seconds left in regulation.
Let's go, Joel. You got a minute.
So what should Joel do right now? It's 0-0. So who would you say the aggressor is so far? If nobody scores any points, who would you give the aggression to?
I would give it to Joel. He's the one that's keeping his position. It's Jesus that's trying to get out of that position, and Joel is keeping him in his game. He's
Right,
getting
so since
close.
he hasn't allowed him to pass his guard, kind of.
Correct. And if I was in Joel's position, without being too sloppy, I would just try to get up and run the guy down sometimes. Oh, here we have a triangle attempt here. We have a triangle attempt, and Jesus is
Triangle
passing.
attempt. See if he can finish it. He has 13 seconds left.
Jesus is
He needs to
posturing
break his
correctly.
posture. Jesus is doing a good job of
Getting
trying to
close
keep
to
that
the edge
distance. And that's time. Wow.
He barely escaped that.
Yeah, so I definitely give it to Joel for the aggression. So now he gets the opportunity.
Now, if I was Joel, I would also pick close guard again.
Yeah, I mean that's where he was the entire match, and that's where he almost got the submission from. So.
Top close guard, bottom close guard, or stand?
All right, first point or submission here, starting in bottom close guard, which I think was a good idea because that's where he's, been dominating the fight so far.
Yeah,
and there was no takedowns in the very beginning, so.
And that's a very classic close guard philosophy there. You know, if you just think of it in terms of time, the longer you can keep your opponent in your close guard, the more likely you are to get something.
An opportunity to get a submission.
And so he spent, I want to say, the majority of the regulation in the close guard.
So what do you think Jesus should do differently now?
I think he should try to stand up.
He just stand up and try to separate those legs?
Yeah.
And maybe see how his open guard is?
He should try to stand up and keep Joel down.
Oh, so we got
armbar close, but he doesn't necessarily.
But he's got the elbow out.
Elbow's out. Oh,
we might have a sweep here.
So now he's on his feet. He needs to stay out of the close guard.
All right, so we're in an open guard, and Joel's doing a great job of maintaining that open guard. So, a lot of these jumping pass attempts are not really being effective, and we do a great job of maintaining that guard.
Yeah, he is.
To stand back up, that's a great option as well that I think a lot of people forget about whenever they're in bottom guard is you can stand up.
Absolutely. If you can change that position into your favor, then why not? Now here Jesus is in a half guard here, trying to attempt an Americano.
So he needs to create space and get his hip out, right?
Yeah, well, Joel can't stay flat. The more he stays flat,
yeah,
he needs to get to his side, and he needs to move Jesus' head from one side of his body to the other. Now, Jesus is doing a good job of driving his head forward, and he's pushing not only with his arms, but with his chest.
Right. So this is definitely the most pressure that Jesus has given Joel so far. So if Joel needs to try to recover guard and then try for a submission attempts, but they do have a minute left. So what do you think he should do here?
I think Joel should try to push on the hip really hard. This is actually what he's doing. He's trying to get the bottom knee in. Jesus needs to keep the pressure on. And that's this is close to a pass.
That's a pass, 3 seconds. Wow, what an amazing match. That was really good. Jesus there coming back.
5 points in overtime.
It's okay, buddy.
That was very impressive. Both competitors did an amazing job.
And it is sad to see someone lose here. Unfortunately, half of the competitors tonight are going to lose.
All right, first one in the books. We got 25 more matches to go. Man, that got me pumped up. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, that was very, very exciting. Oh,
wow.
And a backflip.
Too bad we missed it on the camera, but he just did a backwards handspring celebration.
But with that being said,
crowd's waking up too.
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be a good
Our
Sunday.
first fighter fighting out of the red corner, representing Revolution Dojo, Hunter Dovzak.
All right, so we got a local fighter here, Hunter Dovzak from Revolution Dojo. We actually have quite a few Revolution Dojo fighters, that fought for us before. So, it's always interesting. You have a great adult program, and then, not as good of a kids program. So it's good to see when we know that they have a good adults program. Let's see what the kids program has as well.
Absolutely. The career of the adults doesn't last too long. So it's always good to have a good kids program and to put a lot of emphasis on the kids program so that there will always be like a future generation to represent your team.
Fighting out of the blue corner, representing Black Label MMA, Hyroe Mena.
Hunter taking off his cowboy hat.
Yeah, so we got a key match here. Both gray belt. So we got Hyroe, Mena here from Black Label MMA. All right, so
guard pull immediately.
Guard pull immediately.
Oh, Hunter almost has a
did a
pendulum sweep. Oh, he's attacking the arm now.
Wow. That
Very
was a 10-second
classic
submission there. That was impressive.
Hunter with the arm bar.
Winner by submission, armbar, Hunter Dovzak.
You know, it takes a lot to get out in front of a crowd like this when all your family and multiple all eyes are on you, which is completely different than a tournament where some people are watching you. So it's good to see some kids can actually rise to that pressure.
Absolutely.
But it takes nothing away from those that it's just they might not have been expecting something, or you kind of play something out in your mind.
Absolutely.
Differently.
All these kids have a dream, and that's why they're here today, because they're wanting to pursue that dream at a very, very young age. And Good Coach Grappling is it's great for having a kids show, but for the kids that lose, that's nothing against them. It's part of the game. It's part of the competition.
Nobody's taking anything away from Donald Cerrone, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
All right, a third match of the night.
Apolonia
versus
Willow.
Another 10th Planet, San Antonio. He is a yellow belt. Or no, she is a yellow belt. Coming in at 60 pounds. So first female fight of the night.
Fighting out of the blue corner, representing Gracie United, Willow Dixon.
And her opponent is Willow Dixon, yellow belt, Gracie United. What's cool about this too is, I'm sure a lot of these kids watch super fights and they watch, these high levels, and they get to almost, they're not even pretending, but they get to kind of feel what it's like that their heroes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you've been on this stage before. What's kind of different than maybe a tournament or maybe some other super fights?
I don't know. That's a tough question. Just because tournaments can bring a lot of pressure, as well as super fights. We have a guard pull here.
I stood back up. There's a takedown. You got 2 points for Apolonia.
She's controlling well from side control.
Oh, it looks like she got Darce locked in.
Uh-oh. She has the arm tight.
She didn't have the head in.
She's squeezing tight on the arms. I don't know how good the rest of the body positioning is.
Is the other arm trapped?
Yes, I believe
it is,
so.
It is.
However, Willow is doing a good job of turning on her knees here.
All right.
Close guillotine attempt from Mount.
Guillotine from Mount. That's a tap. Wow.
And your winner.
That was a tight.
That was a very
guillotine.
tight
Guillotine.
That came on quick because when she rolled over in the mount. I bet that was tight.
And that too is also a very classic combination. Darce to guillotine when the person starts to go belly down.
I don't even think I can do that combination right now. So. Wow, that was very impressive.
And Zach, when the guillotine gets to mount, I know you like to guillotine a lot. Whenever you get mount position and you have a guillotine, what is your thought? Is it that the person's over?
It depends on who you're going against, really, because there are some people that will tap to nothing. And, you know, I think even last night in UFC, there was a guy that had a deep guillotine. You could see his spine, and he did tap. But, like, I asked one of our friends, Mo, who's an MMA fighter, and he said he wouldn't have tapped to it because he taps to nothing. So it really depends, but if you have something that tight, then and you have your elbows in and you have everything locked in, you know, it's just going to be patient at that point, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Typically, whenever you get caught in the guillotine, you should slow down and you should immediately defend, right? You should kind of abandon position, depending how tight it is, and defend the choke as well as you possibly can if it's that threatening.
Have you ever been guillotined by Pedro Moreno?
Yes, I have, actually.
Yeah, that's right. You have.
I have.
In a competition?
In competition.
Wow. That open class?
Yeah, it actually busted some capillaries in my eyes.
All right, so for our fourth match of the night, we have Jose Aguilar Jr. Coming at 75 pounds out of CTA San Antonio. And we have Jameson Olliff, 75 pounds, yellow belt, coming out of Soul Fighter. So here they go. And I believe Jameson's flew in all the way from Odessa. So came a long way to compete for the Third Coast Grappling, which we very much appreciate.
And he's doing good on top here. He's keeping his knees tight. He's trying to step over that right leg of Jose. Jose pulling back to close guard here.
He's got that leg trapped.
Now that tells me that Jameson likes to pass standing up. The fact that he was able to step over that leg and he was doing a good job of trying to clear it.
So how dangerous is it whenever he gets that leg grabbed right there? Does it really bother you, or?
Yeah, it does, but there's a few things that I have to make sure
that their hips not above your knee.
Yeah, that's one thing. Also, I try to posture up, but I try to keep my hand anchored to something so that if someone tries to sweep me backwards, I'm relatively safe.
All right, so Jose's doing a good job of kind of climbing up, trying to trap that shoulder. Jameson's doing a good job shaking him off.
Yeah, and now this is a lot of pressure on the legs here.
Yeah, so you got to be careful right here. Try to get his arm out. He cleared the arm, so now a passing opportunity here. If you can get that leg over.
Jameson's knees on the chest there. Now Jose's keeping his knees in front of him, so it's making it very, very difficult. Yeah, it's like a knee shield.
Doing a good job extending out with his legs on the hip.
Jameson has to be careful of leaning forward into his closed guard there. He should try to stand up again. But Jose here looks like he...
Did a good job climbing up, trapping that shoulder now. So for Jameson, you really want to kind of posture up here, right? And try to get your shoulder out of that foot, because then he transitions to the arm bar. And that's
very
a tap.
Good. Very, very good.
Yeah, that was I love that combination of trapping the arm, because then you can either move, if they get the arm out, then you have the triangle, or if they have the arm on the other side, then you can go to omoplata. So that's always a good kind of chain to start at, is trying to climb up and trapping that elbow.
Yeah, that's a very, very dominating position, actually, trapping your shoulder. The person on bottom can kind of just wait and see what happens, and they have so many different submissions that they can go to, like you were saying. So the key is to really just avoid that position in general as much as you can.
Don't let them crawl their legs up and get high like that.
Keep their hips in front of you.
Before we get into our break, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, 3CG Radio, giving you the latest in 3CG news, grappling news, and current events. Catch a new episode every Thursday on all distributors. We're going to take a 5-minute break, so go ahead and get your drinks refilled, and we'll be right back.
Everything I do is right, shit. Spitting on me is the right. Reyes even in a crisis. I'm never on some switching sides. I switch gears to the night shit. Blacking out cause I'm in lying. God talk to me in silence, but I hear him every time, man.
Still live?
All right, we have Third Coast Grappling President and matchmaker Ryan McGuire that's joined us. So what do you think of the event so far?
Man, it's been great. We started off so fast that we had to take a break before the main card even started because the action was so hot. Like, we got so ahead of schedule. We just had to slow it down.
These kids are like, their technique is so good that I'm impressed. I mean, there's combinations that I can't even do.
Like, there was that girl that did like the reverse guillotine from Mount. Like, I was like, what is going on here?
I told him, I was like, I don't even think I can do that combo. So
it's been beautiful jiu-jitsu so far. The kids are they're fighting with a lot of heart, and I couldn't have asked for a better start to our first event.
Now, if I was these kids' coaches, I'd tell them to warm up really good this whole time because the matches might fly by.
No, for sure, and that's why we tried to let the parents know and the people, hey, make sure you're here well in advance of your match because it's going to run early. I'm trying to put some buffer time in the lineup right now just to keep keep things kind of on time, but. I mean, if it keeps going the way it is, I can't complain. If we get 30 submissions.
Yeah, so we only had one. We only had one overtime so far, and that was the first match. So
it's been quick
these kids are tapping quick. I mean, they're high-level jiu-jitsu we've seen so far.
And hats off to John Bailey. He's the one who orchestrated this card for us. Mona's father. He's been amazing. He's a great asset to the team.
Yeah, I bet you coming up with these matches must be a really hard challenge. I know, Ryan, you've made some matches up before, but only adults, right?
I mean, when we did our first Third Coast event, I made those kids matches, but it was something that I wasn't that educated on. And I think a mark of being able to be a good leader is being able to know where you're deficient at and bringing people in that are good at it to help shore up where you're deficient. So that's what we did. I reached out to John and was like, hey, do you want to come on and help us do this thing? And he jumped quick, and he's done great. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to know somebody that's connected into the kids scene that can help us put and not just kids that weigh the same or the same belt, but like that would make good matchups too, or they've been fighting each other for years. That kind of thing, is always makes it interesting.
Yeah, like the storylines. I mean, you can tell some of these kids have fought each other before. They probably some of them have came up together. So I don't know. It's definitely been great so far. Hopefully that streak continues.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna kill this 5-minute break in about 1 minute, and we're gonna get back to the action. Who do we have up next? We have.
Up next, we have Aubrey Jones and Michaela Cifuentes.
Nice. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one. All right, boys. Well, I'll come check back in a little bit later. Doing a great job from.
How do you know?
I was watching you on the YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. All right, guys.
He's reading our lips the whole time.
Yeah. So packed house. It's kind of as packed as our typical matches that we've had here. We've had multiple qualifiers. We've had our Third Coast Grappling 1 here. So
there's a very, very good turnout. Well, and rightfully so. A lot of these kids have fans. Their family, their gym. Everyone wants to support as much as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and even if you just like watching jiu-jitsu, these kids are showing great jiu-jitsu. So it's not even like, oh, I only like adult jiu-jitsu. This is, and hopefully like those that tune in and on the YouTube and subscribe on our page will see that, hey, there's something to watching the young ones too and getting at it.
Well, so whenever there's athletes this young, they have like a good range of flexibility, and they have this. They don't have the experience so much to know that they're in bad trouble when they are, and so they continue to fight kind of 100% through things.
Right.
Which as adults, sometimes we kind of know when we're in a bad position, and sometimes we kind of let the position beat us right before anything really happens.
Right.
These kids, they don't have that experience, so they are going 100%.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of like the fearlessness and just the child in general is they don't the level of experience to know like what's dangerous or not too. So
Absolutely. Well, so
that's why you got these kids doing backflips over here.
Well, so in IBJJF, you see the difference in athleticism between the masters divisions and the adult division.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's even more of a gap, I think, in the adult division and the juvenile division.
Right.
Right, because the juveniles kind of.
What are the ages for the juveniles? Is it 13 to 17? Or?
Yeah, 13 to 16.
16. Okay.
Well, once they're 16, they can compete in the
they can
adult
start
division.
competing in the adult.
Correct.
Okay.
And so.
That's when they can get their blue belt too, right?
Absolutely.
So do they need to be a blue belt to be at least a blue belt, or can they be a orange?
No, I think they could be an orange.
And compete in the adult.
Yeah, but they compete at. I think they compete at blue belt in IBJJF tournaments.
If they are orange.
I think so.
That makes sense.
I think so. But that athleticism is kind of a very crucial tool for a lot of these people's games. Whereas when you take a look at someone who competes in the master divisions, it's their technique that has to be more refined.
Right.
With these kids,
you can't rely on just the athleticism so much.
Absolutely.
Well, I always think of it too, like, they're probably, if they do have multiple sports, they might not train as much too as an adult athlete, but kids are sponges and they learn very quickly.
Absolutely.
So that might have a factor in too when they're this age and they're learning jiu-jitsu, that they pick it up a lot quicker because they don't know anything else.
Absolutely.
And they just like learning a language at a young age, you're just a sponge for learning.
Absolutely. And when you look at the combinations that we just saw, the darts to the guillotine from mount, or even the pendulum sweep attempt to the armbar, that was someone's coach. That was someone's hand involved in teaching that.
Right, teaching it, yeah.
Representing Virtues Jiu-Jitsu, Aubrey Jones.
Aubrey Jones here in a no-gi match, I believe.
Yeah, no-gi coming out of Carlson Gracie, Houston. She's a yellow belt.
And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing 5 Points Jiu-Jitsu, Michaela.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aubrey Jones is from Virtues Jiu-Jitsu.
Virtues Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. And Michaela Cervantes is coming out of 5 Points. Both yellow belts.
Michaela pulling guard immediately.
That's a jump guard, which is no jumping guard for the kids event. So,
understandably so.
Yeah,
if you jump guarding
resetting.
correctly, you can hurt the knee.
That was a kind of like a slow jump guard.
That was a very slow.
Very
jump guard.
controlled, I'd say.
Michaela here pulled guard again. Now they're resetting in the middle inside Michaela's closed guard. Aubrey has the hands on the biceps, which is actually a really good defense there.
So we're seeing another body triangle from closed guard.
Yes, and again, like there's still things the person on bottom can do. They can Kimura if the person puts the hands on the mat.
And it looks like she's trying to get an angle there.
It's just difficult for the person on bottom to do things as well. They have to kind of undo that body triangle.
Well, it looks like she's trying to get, is that?
Well, she's trying to turn her hip, but her legs are still very low on Aubrey.
Right.
So, she has to climb the legs up before anything else can happen.
Reset here back into the middle.
Now, Michaela's keeping a collar tie there on Aubrey, pulling her down. Aubrey able to posture up now.
controlling the bicep.
And she's trying to stand up some more.
So
However, there is risk. She's
a little
leaning
exposing
forward.
her arm.
Now she stood up, but Michaela still has the body triangle. Now Aubrey now going back down. Now, preferably when you stand up from close guard, you're only standing up once, right? Having to go down and stand back up.
So you're utilizing a lot of energy.
Yeah, that's it's
So
very
should she try to
tiresome.
reach back and try to unhook that foot there? Oh, looks like she's getting a good angle. It's tapped by Aubrey. Wow, Michaela gets an armbar.
Michaela gets an armbar there.
And
That was
your
really
winner
quick
by
armbar.
armbar, Michaela Cervantes.
Michaela looks like she has a really strong guard.
Yeah,
That's
she
why
does.
she, controlled jump guard at the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. You could tell that from the get-go. She had a plan, and she stuck to it.
Yeah. So what kind of, do you go into like your super fights with a plan, like kind of play out, this is what I'm going to try to do, or do you just try to see what the other opponent presents?
Kind of. Right? I come in with a plan. I have something that I want to do, and I just had to figure out how to get there. Right? And so how to get there might be different person to person, but that's as far as a plan as I have. Besides that, the plan is the same for everyone.
Right.
Right? Because I'm just
Get into deep
trying to-
half.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to my strength.
Right.
Right? And you can tell Michaela that I got to her strength really
Right.
good.
Fighting out of the blue corner, representing 10th Planet San Antonio.
So do you think, it's starting to be more common that you're having specialists, either specialists in the gi like a Marigali or specialists in no gi like a Gordon Ryan? Do you think a lot of these kids are still kind of doing both, or are you, besides the 10th Planet guys, which are only, but they could be going to a gi school as well, but most likely not. So do you think you're going to see a lot more kind of like specialized no gi or specialized gi players for this age?
I don't know. That's a really hard thing to predict. Here we have Jaden Jones and Alec Esquivel.
Esquivel is coming out of 10th
Jaden
Planet.
just got a double leg there. Oh.
Jaden's out of Carlson Gracie, Houston.
Now Alec keeps scooting forward there, trying to enact the guard. Jaden's kind of backing away. Here's a second double leg. Oh, but he hasn't finished yet. He's on the
He's
single.
going back to the single.
Oh, close to the edge there.
If he can come up on top and get that takedown.
Now he's getting that arm around. Oh, but he's driving kind of to the wrong side. He gets it anyways.
That's a takedown. He's got the 2 points.
So he's gotten 2 takedowns within the first minute here.
No, I think he just got the 2.
He just got the one?
Yeah, just the one takedown because he never
established.
Never established. So going to his strengths for another takedown here. I think that's 2. So we know what Jaden's strengths are here is the takedown. So I guess a good strategy would be to get them back up, get them back on their feet.
Yes, and now this is something that people confuse a lot with MMA. The person on top here has to move forward into the guard.
Right.
Whereas in MMA, the person on top can choose whether they want to go into the guard or stand back up.
Right.
Now, Alec here is standing up whenever Jaden's backing away. I would recommend he try to stay on the floor here. Alec has a good half guard here. He's trying to get underneath. However, he might be leaving his top arm behind. Allow Jaden to underhook here. Jaden here looking to crossface. Looking for a Darce now, perhaps. But Alec going to a deep half. Now he has his leg in a lockdown position. And he has the other leg on the shoulder. That's the electric chair. Now this attacks the groin.
Which is
that's legal.
A 10th Planet. It would be illegal, right?
No,
it would be legal.
I think that is technically still legal. However, Jaden is still threatening with a Darce here. This is
now. That arm that's trapped is still on Jaden's hip. So does Jaden need to break that grip on his arm or on his hip?
Well, the immediate thing that he has to do is he has to get rid of the lockdown. Now
Get his leg out.
Yeah. Now it looks like he's not really worried too much about that. He's attacking while Alec is attacking on bottom, which is really interesting. They're both trying to just
lock down.
They're both forcing their games on each other.
All right, so he's passed his leg, so that's a pass right there. Plus he's in the submission, and he's got his leg over.
Oh, it's almost to mount here with the choke.
Mount with the darts position in. That's 3 points. That's a tap.
Jaden Jones insisting with the pressure.
By darts choke, Jaden Jones.
That was very impressive submission there. Being able to, even while his leg was trapped, was able to get in that darts, remove the leg, and then get in full mount.
And I think that goes to show like how important wrestling is into jiu-jitsu. You know, you have to be able to at least be knowledgeable from every position, right? You don't have to be an expert from every position, but you have to have a little bit of stand-up into your game.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
And for our next matchup, fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Fredera, Anthony Avila.
We got Anthony Avila coming out of Team Ferreira. And this is going to be a no-gi match at 85 pounds. We got 2 yellow belts here. Tupac, I like it.
I like it too. I wonder if the kids like it. I think they do.
I think he picked it.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, Kevin Entrades.
All right, Kevin, his opponent. Kevin Entrades, he's got a 10th Planet, another 10th Planet guy here.
Now Anthony pulling guard. Oh, but getting on top here. There might have been a double guard pull. Oh, nope, the ref awarded 2 points.
2 points because he got his hand on the leg.
And he pulled first, actually.
Right.
And so now.
So
now another sweep here.
So Anthony has 2 points for the takedown, and then
Kevin got a sweep, but then Anthony got a sweep right back. Score being 2-4 Avila.
That's fast points there.
That is
30
fast
seconds.
points there. Now here we have a leg drag position from Anthony.
Right, it's not a reap. He's going from inside to out.
Absolutely. And Kevin is hanging on now. He gets the foot back in front.
Push that knee through. Push the foot down on the hip.
Anthony trying to stand up, but Kevin keeping his base off balance with the foot on the
His
hip.
foot on the hip.
Yes. Start passing.
Now Anthony still close. Now backing away. Kevin stands. Oh, Anthony coming on top here. However, I don't think that was any points because...
Yeah, he wouldn't even establish in 3 seconds. So.
Exactly.
Watch yourself. Posture up and get out.
Kind of just stood up and ended back in the same position.
There it is now. It's there. Yeah. Come up.
Now that technique has always been a very interesting one to me. Whenever instead of passing, when you catch the person posting their arm,
you go for that arm bar.
You go for that arm bar.
Get the foot off the hip. Foot off the hip.
Yeah. So Kevin has really good, different open guards right here. You're seeing some X guards. You're seeing some De La Hiva.
Well, he's keeping the knee in front and he's controlling the leg however he can.
That's another factor with the younger athletes too, is the flexibility.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they have like no ligaments, right? So
yeah.
Super heavy pressure. Yes.
They're like Mr. Fantastic.
Right. All right, so he's got the arm trap or the head trap, but both arms are, I think, out right now. So just really a lock on the head, and now he's in full mount, but he doesn't have an arm in. So
yeah,
what's what do you think he can do from here?
Well, so if I'm Anthony, I just want to keep my neck safe, right? So I want to try to maybe put a hand in, just so that my hand is safe.
Create separation.
But here we go. Anthony's just trying to get on top here.
Stay up there. Don't go over, Anthony.
So now Kevin still has his head trapped. His triangle with no arm. Now, you can finish like this from bottom. However, you do need
squeeze
something.
your legs.
Yes, you can
The problem is
squeeze.
you're not getting anything on the arteries right there to stop the blood, right? So it'd be more of a crushing on the face that would.
Yeah, well, what's necessary is Kevin here needs to put his hand
We got
by
another
his
2
neck.
points for Kevin. So he's got 6-4.
6-4. We
So-
have a little under 2 minutes here.
Yeah, and if my math's correct, another 5 points would win it. So,
but
do you think he
now-
should stay in this position, or should he try to move to where he can gain
No.
more points?
He's attacking the Kimura here, which I actually think is the best thing to do from here. You technically have both arms isolated,
Right.
right? You have to pick a side, and you pick the side that you don't have the triangle lock on.
Probably the opposite side as the actual lock, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so he
Which
tried it
that's
earlier.
what he's
trying it
doing right
again.
now. He's kind of over on that, on his left arm, on Anthony's left arm.
Anthony, you got 1 minute. You're down by 2.
And now, even if Anthony escapes this, it's still 6-4.
Yeah.
So Kevin would still have the decision in overtime.
Right. So, what do you think he'd start in bottom guard if Kevin can survive this?
Yeah, he feels comfortable there. Especially having him trapped in this submission for a good 2 minutes.
Or not Kevin? If Anthony can survive this.
Oh, if Anthony can survive this and he ends up.
So he's got another 2 points. So three more points and he would win, but only 16 seconds, and Anthony's holding on. So if he can just hold on for another 10 seconds, then it will go into overtime.
Now, it seemed pretty interesting here because Anthony was doing a good job of passing earlier. He kept. He would make Kevin recover a few times.
Right. I mean, he does have 4 points, so.
If
Now Kevin gets to.
If Kevin
pick
picks
position.
bottom position here, I think you're also kind of playing into Anthony's strengths. I mean,
Passing.
Yeah.
All right, first point or submission here.
Kevin here starting in the closed guard. Anthony inside Kevin's closed guard here.
Foster, Anthony, Foster. Get that point. I need that pass. Posture up. Anthony, I don't want you leaning forward. I need you posture. Let's go. Elbows in. Watch the sweep. Watch yourself, Anthony.
Now,
Another body triangle from guard, which,
Posture up.
and now
like I
Kevin's
said, I haven't seen a lot in the adults, but it seems like it's very popular in the kids.
waist sizes are a little bit bigger there in the
Right.
adults too.
What do you call me fat?
No,
Oh, okay.
I think I imagine we probably wear the same waist size. I wear 32.
You weigh 32?
No, my waist.
Oh, I'm a 34.
Oh,
I'm more of a 33, but they don't sell those a
so
lot. you know?
so it's hard to body triangle someone with a 32, 34 inch waistband.
Yeah, these are like 15.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, he almost has the bump sweep there.
Oh, he's got the arm trapped. Kimura.
2 minutes left in overtime.
Now, Anthony's keeping his hand behind his head, which nullifies that Kimura there. That's the right thing to do, but I would kind of like this for Kevin because Anthony's putting the weight on me.
So he needs to try to separate, right? He needs
Yes.
to try to stand up, open up that guard so he can get a pass. You cannot get a pass with his legs closed.
Absolutely.
So try to open up those legs. But Kevin is it seems like he has a very dangerous guard.
There's a
So
triangle attempt here. Oh, bump sweep attempt, but he had his hand in the wrong position.
he's
And,
climbing up his
He's
legs.
climbing up, maybe a potential arm bar here.
His legs are still pretty low. It looked like he started to climb them up. Getting that body lock again.
You're way too high, Anthony. Elbows in. Hands at the hip. He's trying to stand up again.
And now I understand the reason why the body triangle is
1 minute remaining
happening a
overtime.
lot. It's kind of easier to hold someone down that way.
Right. And you're, I mean,
Be in the center.
but they're still attacking, so you can't even say that they're stalling.
Yeah, no. They're
But
not
it really
stalling.
does not let them pass. So it really just, you're holding them there so you can try as many submissions. But you can't submit with your legs if you're holding on with that lock. So it has to be some kind of Kimura or some kind of bump sweep.
Absolutely. It's maybe stalling is the wrong word. I shouldn't be stalling. But you do limit yourself a lot if you're the one doing
Right,
the
because
body
there's
triangle
so
from behind.
many leg attacks that you can do from close guard as well. But if you got that lock, you're really, but if you're really good at getting the Kimura or even getting the Ezekiel from this position, that'd be pretty tough as well. But the lock is really, just going to hold them in that position. All right, so looks like Kevin has more points overall at the end, so they're going to go to referee decision, and it's going to be, they're just graded on the overtime part, not the regulation, so points don't matter.
Your winner by referee decision, Kevin Entrades.
So Kevin won. I think that's probably, he controlled them the most.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think I would have gone with that.
All right, give it up for those two one more time.
All right, now we're going into the 8th match of the night. Or of the day, I should say. I'm used to saying of the night.
Our first fighter fighting out of the red corner.
Isaac Solis, 130 in the gi, yellow belt, coming out of Rodrigo Pinheiro. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, Rodrigo Pinheiro.
Pinheiro. How do you say it with the
Rodrigo
Brazilian?
Pinheiro.
Pinheiro. Oh yeah, he was flexing all over the place yesterday.
Representing Gracie United, Draven Dixon.
Yeah, you could see a lot of the anxiousness in these like teenagers and preteens.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that's kind of awkward, Zach, is if you walk out first, you're kind of just standing there.
Yeah. What do you think is a good move? The pace back and forth.
I think stretch.
Kneel down like you're about to jump into attack, like you're a leper, kind of stretching out.
No, I'd be afraid of kneeling because I want to keep like circulation going.
Ah, yeah. All right, getting their grips here at the very beginning.
Getting the grips fast.
Both going no mouth guard here too.
Draven pulling guard here. Able to get to the closed guard. Almost, actually.
Draven's out of Gracie United, so
Isaac here
Isaac
passing.
getting full guard,
and
or
getting
full
to
mount. Trying to stretch out his legs there.
It's 7 points right there. He's 4 points away, actually.
Wow. In less than 30 seconds, he's already gotten 4 points.
So,
He's isolating that arm.
he's 4 points away from
Already
winning
Americana, and that is
Americana victory there.
Americana submission right there. Coming out quick.
Very
That
quick.
submission.
Your winner by
Pumped up.
Kimura, Isaac Solis.
And that's something that not a lot of people talk about, is that whenever you're doing an event like this or any high pressure competition, it's very easy to get caught up in the moment. Right?
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot of-
We've even heard it with high level adults that are always, the moment can get you where maybe the person you're going against is somebody that might be a little better than you, and you can freeze, right? It's the fight, flight, or freeze. It's your 3 options, and sometimes freeze is all that can come.
And now, freeze.
I'm not saying that Draven did that. Not at all. I mean, they were hand fighting in the very beginning, and then he fell into his guard, but there's really nothing much that he could do.
Yeah, I think Draven might have came out there just a little bit too slow. Right? Maybe he did get caught up in the moment a little bit. He didn't freeze, but he did come out and reacted to his opponent.
All right, this is JP Robles coming out of Team Blue Jitsu, and then we have Desmond Rubio, both at 100 pounds, coming out of Pablo Silva here in Houston.
Now, Zach, I'm curious about this team name, Blue Jitsu.
Blue Jitsu, yeah. First time hearing of it. So,
you know how some academies they have everything all white. Maybe that academy has everything all blue.
All blue, they do.
I actually prefer the blue gi over the white gi, Zach.
I like the black gi, I think, the most.
Yeah, black gis look cool. So here we have, we have a guard pass.
It actually depends on the color of the belt. That I like.
JP
All right, a lot of action here so far. Both almost wearing the same rash guards and colors, so it's going to be tough to. But he's taking the back here already. That is Desmond that's taking on full mount. Already got 4 points.
Now, I think JP tried to pass a little too aggressively, allowed Desmond to get the back, and he had to defend appropriately and give up the mount. Desmond here with the cross-face pressure.
Trying to get that leg out so he can get another, some more passing points here.
JP's keeping the knee in front. He keeps using his left hand to try to pull him in. JP tries to use his left hand to try to pull.
All right, so for those watching, Desmond is the one in the yellow shorts, since they both have the same color rash guard, and JP is in the black shorts. All right, sick guard here for both of them again. Tried some inverted. All right, so now it's JP is the one doing the passing.
Desmond trying very hard to control him from De La Riva position.
Yeah, so he's got.
And now he's got the foot here.
You're doing some reverse De La Riva?
Yeah, no, not quite. He is trying to get JP to show him his back. JP trying to pass on the knees.
He's got that underhook too. So look like if he can come up here on the mount again, he's going to get another 4 points. So that's 10 points. Oh, that's it. That's it. Wow, tech fall. So we got the 11 points.
Your winner, 5 points.
All right, that's our first points win here. Got a big fan base here, sounds like. That could be just his table too.
And I think Desmond, he did the right thing. He was aggressive, but he was patient.
Right.
I think JP was a little too anxious this time. He came forward very hard.
Right.
Desmond Moore took advantage of JP's aggressiveness.
Right, yeah. I mean, they both did a great job,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think he was just a little bit outmatched on that one.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good, man.
Over here with promoter Ryan McGuire.
I'm over here having to pull on the reins like Santa Claus in his sleigh with the reindeer because it's nonstop action.
Yeah, we're on fight 9 here, coming up, fight 10.
Barely an hour into the event, we're already 9 fights deep.
Wow. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, that was our first points win so far. We've only had one going to overtime. The rest have been submissions. So, what is it compared to what you would expect so far How is it matching up or not matching up to what you expected?
Well, I mean, as far as Third Coast Grappling goes, when you come to a Third Coast Grappling show, you're going to get finishes, you're going to get exciting matches, and that's what we're seeing again today, but just this time with our new kids event. I mean, I think our rules they transfer well over to with the kiddos who are going for it just like the adults would. There's a lot on the line.
And we were talking about it before, they have a lot more flexibility. A lot more probably even athleticism than some of the adults because
and they have less experience in like troubled positions, so they kind of get caught in some bad positions, but still fight 100% of their energy to get out of it.
Like we just saw this last match where the kid, those transitions to mount, like he took the back off like that and then right to mount, and I was just like, it looked like something out of the Matrix.
Ryan's new kids fan now.
I love it.
Well, so
Ryan led a kids.
Zach and I were saying we think that Desmond, the kid who just won, we think that Desmond took advantage of JP's aggressiveness. JP was trying to
let him fall into his position.
I mean, he was
play
just
his game.
It was beautiful jiu-jitsu, man. He was just playing right into it. Wherever the pressure was coming, he was flowing in that direction. He hardly had to exert any energy at all.
Yeah, he was really trying to get to De La Riva position, but he was staying safe any other time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, though, so far. Like, it's shout out Coach Ricky stepping in on short notice for our flu-stricken comrades, Professor Allen and Professor Brandon.
We have a bug going around in the Houston area that Ryan just gave to everybody. So
I was dying. I'm sorry if you guys start feeling like you're dying. It's my fault. So.
Third Coast Grappling so generous, they'll even give you sicknesses for
we'll
free.
give you the flu.
Hey, we'll give you a vaccine because technically, when you go get a flu shot, they're just basically giving you the virus so that you build up a resistance to that strain. So come hang around me, and I'll give you your free flu shot
Ryan,
for the year.
Develop your immunities.
All right, so Ryan, tell us about this. What is this Third Coast Grappling Radio that we have now?
3CG Radio. We kind of saw a need to create more content for our growing captivated audience. So it's going to be our athlete interviews, current events, Third Coast Grappling news, card previews and recaps. It's just going to be it's basically going to be the more serious component to what we do on the Fifth Stripe podcast.
And what is making the match? What is that?
Making the match is kind of something that I came up with because I want to give people a little insight into why I'm making the matches I'm making instead of just, this guy versus this guy looks cool, or this guy's 180 pounds.
Some of the storyline behind it, and maybe some of the why the styles is going to make a good match, right?
Because
some people just look at rankings and say, okay,
weight,
this is weight and rankings and say, well, this isn't going to be a good one because this one's higher. While the lower match guy might have a really good guard, right? And so
it's just more or less just to give you some insight into and help you be a part of the storyline with the matches coming up.
So when will they be able to hear 3CG Radio?
We're going to be recording new episodes every Wednesday, me and Mr. Zach Marshall, and they will be available on all distributors on Thursday, the following day.
Yeah, so Spotify, iTunes, Android, and then YouTube. Please go to the Third Coast Grappling YouTube and subscribe. Give us some support there. The more we have subscribers, the more we can put out good content, and eventually more interviews with athletes.
I guess we'll go ahead and announce it. April 5th is the next kids event, but we are moving to Warehouse Live.
Yeah,
so the kids are going to get the full.
We already realized we need more room for these kids fans. So
it's going to be amazing, guys.
And hopefully more people that aren't even related to the kids who just want to see these high-level jiu-jitsu can come out and to see this because it's pretty exciting. And it'll be it's not the day after one of our...
No, starting in June, it'll be the day after our main event. So after our big numbered events at Warehouse Live, we'll keep production in place. We'll bring the kids in and let them run their thing.
On a Sunday.
So we're going to be having back-to-back events Saturday and Sunday all summer.
And so
I got to get back to it, guys. So we're going to get the show back. We're going to get the show back going. And, stay tuned. I'll check back in with you guys later.
Ryan, I would recommend maybe using Kimura soap next time. You might not get the flu.
And you smell bad.
That's very well played. I don't smell bad, though. Thank you.
He definitely smells bad, but it's hard to admit.
Yeah, and also, hey, I'm a little curious about this Third Ward BJJ being a non-profit.
So Third Ward's a non-profit in the Third Ward Houston area that are trying to help underprivileged kids that maybe grow up in that area to find jiu-jitsu and join their gym at very to no cost. So if you're in that area, you're interested in jiu-jitsu or know somebody in that area that's interested in jiu-jitsu and maybe can't afford to go to a gym, Third Ward Jiu-Jitsu is where you're going to be able to. They had their grand opening, I think last week, I believe. So great people that are running that organization, and we're really excited to partner with them.
True Jiu-Jitsu, Carmen Tucker.
All right, so we got Isabella Reyes in the gi match coming out of Travis Moore, BJJ. Travis Moore has actually fought for us before. And then we also have Carmen Tucker coming out of Revolution in True Jiu-Jitsu.
Hey guys, make a hole for coaches, please. Hey, Danny. Danny's gonna come hop in with you guys.
Oh, we have a good sprawl there.
We have Danny Duckworth joining us. How you doing, Danny?
Good, guys. How are y'all?
You want to introduce yourself and where you're from or your gym?
Yeah, man. Danny Duckworth, Alliance BJJ Houston, off Grambling Parkway and Brentway 8. Oh, here we go.
And we have a sweep here.
A lot of action in this match so far. North-south, so we got...
pass here from Carmen.
Yeah, so Carmen Tucker has 5 points now.
And now Isabella Reyes is trying to recover, but Carmen's doing a good job of keeping that hip tight.
Yeah, she keeps dropping her hip whenever she tries to push off.
That was a good guard recovery, though.
Coming up on a pass. Now, when they both stand up, she wasn't able to establish her on top, and there's 0 points for both.
There's a lot of energy being expended here. Danny, what do you do to try to preserve your energy as much as possible when training?
During training, there's a little trick I learned from Sabrina when I went to one of his camps. It's what he calls pit stops.
A little closer.
It's called pit stops, yeah. So in your sequences, you have little pit stops in your sequences at your control points.
Yeah.
And that's where you stop, take your breath, control your partner, and then move on to the next part of that sequence.
Catch your breath, and then...
That's it.
And now these pit stops, they're in every type of position, correct?
Kind of. They're more sequence-based.
The score is 7-2.
All right, so 4 more points from Carmen, and she wins. So and Isabella right now should probably try to hold on maybe for these 3 minutes so that she can go into overtime, or...
No, I think Isabella here can finish the fight here. She has 3 minutes left to get 4 points.
Always go for the finish.
Trying to break that grip. She's standing up.
We got a good pass attempt here.
And she's able to establish a neon belly all the way to mount. I like that move going from neon belly to mount. I mean, she did it really flawlessly right there. And that's tech fall, 12 points, 14 points. So amazing job by Carmen Tucker out of Revolution.
Carmen Tucker!
That was a nice sequence from her for that pass.
That was very good.
Very good. Revolution's got a really good kids program.
Yeah, we've seen that so far. And that's what we were talking about before. We've had multiple Revolution adult fighters on our card who have always done a really good job. So it's interesting to see what the kids programs are for some of these that we already know have an established adult program, and seeing where the kids are, where the future is going for that gym, right?
They've always been our biggest competitors in the tournament is always at Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they get the better hand of us for some of them.
Danny, do you run a kids program?
Absolutely, yeah. We got a really large kids program.
So speaking of pit stops earlier, what do you do for the younger students, or maybe like even the brand new adults that are still pretty young, that kind of train very radically and very fast? What advice do you have for these people?
Slow down.
Oh, we have Mackenzie.
It's hard, though, to answer the question. It's really hard to slow down those really fast action fighters.
Well, because you run the risk of them being too passive.
Yeah.
And so there's like a fine line in the middle.
I think it just, they learn that with experience. I don't think they're really going to get that in the beginning, you know?
That's true. That's very true. Here we have Aiden Ray and Mackenzie. Now Mackenzie on top here. Aiden trying to recover the guard. She gets to the closed guard.
Oh, she's already in the armbar position.
Armbar position here.
Aiden from Gracie Baja West Chase.
And now she's facing the legs. This is a very, very tough position for Mackenzie here.
She's in a bad spot.
Elbows out.
Let the
Aiden
arm
recovered
go
the
out.
guard immediately.
So it's sometimes a little draining when you get into a position where, you know, high percentage of finishing, and then you know, you lose it. It's kind of like you got to regain that. Okay, I got to get back in that position. It's
Kills your momentum a little bit.
right. So she traps that shoulder, moves back to the arm bar. Seen that with multiple athletes already. Is that trapping of the shoulder? If she can get her flat on her back,
Needs to get that pressure on her.
Yeah, Mackenzie's doing a good job of defending.
yeah, it doesn't seem to be bothering Aiden, that pressure.
No, it doesn't. So
She's still got that arm trapped, and now she's in the triangle.
Should have turned that escape into a pass.
she absolutely can. Aiden here.
So Aiden needs to probably like change her angle right now so that she can.
Get her head a little closer.
Right. She's pulling the head down. She's doing everything right, but Mackenzie's doing a good job. So she's trying to attack that arm, trying to get that arm out, so maybe she can get a arm lock.
Yeah, it looks like Aiden is trying to move her hips to better position herself for the arm bar, while still going for this triangle here.
I mean, that's a tap there from the triangle. So good job, Aiden Ray.
And your winner
Baja
by
West Chase.
triangle, Aiden Ray.
I was surprised Mackenzie was able to hold on that long in that position. She did a really good job of trying to defend multiple submissions.
I've been seeing Aiden compete for a long time. I think she came from Dark Side, I believe, maybe GB.
And now, Danny, we've seen a lot of closed guard here today. We've seen a lot of submissions from closed guard. Now, what do you generally show to open the closed guard for the little kids?
Stand-up guard break. I don't care.
Standing up.
Giving the pressure on the legs.
It's the highest success.
Yeah, I agree. We've seen a lot of kids here hand fight, maybe a little too much from inside the closed guard.
I think you're seeing it a lot more in the adults. Is people, you know, we weren't seeing the closed guard as much. We're seeing a lot more open guard. But people have gotten really good at kind of like flying passes and, you know, so jump passes. So you're seeing a lot more closed guard again. It seems like it's going back to closed guard and working from the guard. And,
that's fundamental BJJ right there.
Right.
Well, yeah, I
everything kind of rolls back. It's always, you know, cyclical.
The evolution of jiu-jitsu kind of, like, it does go through that, I think. That's why closed guard's back. For example, people were passing on their knees more to avoid the berimbolo and all these, like, spinning back takes to begin with. And football.
So Bodie Banks here is a Third Coast Grappling veteran. He was on our very first event on Flow Grappling, and he won. So it's exciting to see him back. He's Alliance, right? No, never mind.
No.
Oh, Henzo Gracie. Yeah, that's right.
And he was another team before Henzo. I've trained with Brody for a while.
Yeah.
At open mats. He travels a lot. He's a good kid.
All right, Bodie going against
Valeriano.
Valeriano. How do you pronounce it?
Valeriano.
Valeriano. Out of Enzo, lead BJJ.
Valeriano kind of backing away a little bit here. Brody's moving a lot. Oh, but we have a good double leg attempt.
Good double leg.
That was a good shot from Valeriano.
Yeah, so looks like Valeriano's got some good wrestling skills, so maybe Bodie might want to pull guard here.
Well, he's timing the shot. He's trying to catch him coming in, it looks like.
Good sprawl there.
What school is Alvarado from?
Enzo, lead BJJ. So one of Bruno Bastos' schools. I see him coaching over there.
There's not a lot of schools that focus on wrestling. Usually TV West Chase is a really good wrestling program.
Close to the edge here.
All right, good scramble there.
Still no points to be
Zero,
scored,
yeah,
but
no
a lot
points.
of action.
Neither seem to be phased by the action so far. Bodie's getting low here to try to negate that double leg that Valeriano. That's tough to say.
Valeriano.
Val.
You can just see the experience on Bodie. The way he moves, his
Yeah.
footwork, his toes, posture.
They're very comfortable, and both of them very comfortable in the standing position.
I think that initial double leg kind of shocked Brody a little bit, but because he was able to get away, now he's hip to it.
Well, yeah, now you kind of know what you're going up against. You're like, all right, now my takedown defense needs to be a little bit more on point. So he's got that single leg.
Valeriano here, the wall.
Going to double.
Is there guillotines here?
Yeah,
Guillotines
yeah,
already.
absolutely. Yeah, I think there was already a submission in guillotine, full mount guillotine.
He's got weird kid rules sometimes.
Yeah, I'm surprised the ref didn't let him play off the wall. I know we have played off the wall with adults, so he was in a good position. He was a good single leg, moving to double.
Now, what I'm curious is what Brody's trying to do on the feet.
Front headlock.
Valeriano here has a guillotine. Very, very tight. Valeriano needs to keep Brody's head centered on his chest here. That way he can't raise his head up.
Yeah, he should probably,
Oh, and now Brody's free here.
Nice. Brody's free. Very good. Oh, great wrestling going on here.
Really good.
I think Valeriano should try to get back in that front headlock position and drag him down to the ground, try to move to his back.
So I'm curious as to what Brody's plan is here on the feet. I'm sure he has one, but it seems like now
Good
he's
arm
reacting.
drag to the back, but shut down there. They're in the clinch. See if they can. Oh, they're going at it. This is good.
It's a good technical match.
Bodie's getting a little frustrated though. I think he wants to start doing a little bit more jiu-jitsu, but definitely doesn't want to be in the guard position because I'm sure he knows that this wrestler's going to be a lot of pressure on top. So he's still trying to get the takedown. Maybe even try to work a sprawl.
Oh, that's a good single leg there from Valeriano. Oh, Brody here going for an arm in guillotine.
Arm in guillotine.
Payback.
Yeah, so now he's got to lock down. Oh, that's tight.
He gets that leg in.
That's tight.
It's gonna be done. He gets that guard.
Is that an arm in? No, he gets out. Wow.
A good match.
Yeah, so that's 2 points for Valeriano. Standing back up.
I don't think overtime's gonna favor Bodie though.
You think they're going to stand up, though? I mean, I think if I was up on points and Valeriano, how do you pronounce it? You guys say, whenever I look at you, you say Valeriano. You got to start standing, right? Because he's getting.
He's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot and get it.
All right, 18 seconds. He's looking at the clock. Can he get that guillotine? He's going to try it again. Probably jump up, try to dragging him down.
A lot of action here.
Oh.
And time.
Now Valeriano gets the pick because he's up by 2. He got the single leg and then defended the guillotine, was in the guillotine for a while, escaped, got awarded the 2 points.
They're discussing a possible 2 points for a takedown, which now is 2-2. So now they're deciding who is the aggressor there. So who do you think was the aggressor that gets to choose the next position for overtime before the refs call it here?
I'm going to go Elizondo because he just had so many shoots. He had the guillotine.
Yeah, multiple almost finishes on the takedowns that the wall stopped them. So you think they're going to start standing? I think that's where the action's going, right?
And I would shoot a double. He's been pretty good at him already.
You know what? It should be if they have the same amount of points going in overtime, they start standing.
That's it. I agree. That's fair.
Yeah. I'll talk to Ryan. We'll get it changed.
Petition. There it is.
Well, it takes the subjectiveness out of it. Woo. This is an exciting overtime match. I mean, just match in general.
Valeriano's so good at getting to the double leg position, but
yeah, but he can't sprawl in time, and he's kind of letting him get that leg, but he's trying to get that guillotine. So next point. So
I would pull.
Bodie's definitely got to be careful here from getting taken down.
I'd take that double away from him and pull guard.
Oh, he's faking the shot here, feinting the shot. Shoots, misses. A very technical stand-up match that we've seen so far.
Two promising grapplers.
Needs to pull him into front headlock. He got him front headlock. If he can lock down an arm or drag him down, he needs to move backwards so he can try to get to the back and get those 2 points.
Like 90 seconds
yeah, pull him down into turtle and then block the arm and get to the back. Or not even get to the back, but get behind his arms to get that takedown. Getting some hand fighting. Oh, he's going that takedown. That's 2 points. If he can hold him down.
He has to escape the submission first.
He has to escape the submission. If he can come up on top and escape the submission, and he's out. He's out. That's it. That's the point.
What
Bodie was able to get that takedown. Wow, that was an amazing match.
Your winner by Golden Point, Bodie Banks.
Very exciting fight.
Thanks for boys. Come on, what a display of jiu-jitsu.
Wow. That was an amazing match.
Yeah, I think that would be fight of the night.
Yeah, so far, I'd definitely give that one fight of the night. That was.
For coming out tonight. This is our first kids event. I mean, if you know how we are, we're always going to improve moving forward. April 5th will be our second kids event, but it will be where we do our big events, Warehouse Live. So we have that coming up in April. I appreciate all you guys coming out, all the support. It's a work in progress, like I said, but it's been a lot of great energy, a lot of great matches, and we look to continue it on through the year. Appreciate you guys.
All right, we got another Henzo Gracie student here coming up. Elena, Ray, Brennan. I'm really bad with names.
I think it's Alina. I think it's Alina Ray.
That's not. Okay, Lena.
Alina Ray Brennan.
Alina Ray Brennan.
Yeah.
It sounds so much better when you say it. Coming out of Henzo Gracie, this is at 70 pounds, yellow belt. No-gi match.
No.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry. I was looking at the
125.
125 yellow, and this is a no-gi match.
So, question: is this one of the few kids pro fight tournaments even active right now?
Yeah, I mean, I know there's some other like submission hunter that does do kids super fights, but it's kind of, I think, before the adults. So I don't know of any other just
card.
Yeah, it's on the same card. So I don't know of any other that's just only kids super fight.
I always thought that was a good idea for a company to do. Is just dedicate to kids.
Right. Yeah. I mean, why not? Right. I mean,
You did it.
because if you can showcase this level of talent, this is the future. And how cool would it be if one of these guys are at the level of an ADCC, and then we can always go back and see, here's when they were like 13 years old and fighting on the big stage. It's pretty cool.
And so, like, let's use Mona Bailey as an example, and Isabel Berrigan. Like, these two have been
our main event.
Yeah, these two have been competing for a very long time.
Yeah,
And
very
so-
technical.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you'll see them kind of get a good platform to start their adult career whenever they're of that age.
Right, already getting a brand and a name for yourself. And Mona actually won our adult qualifiers event, which got her a match on our big card with Gordon Ryan and Bo Nickel, and she turned it down and said, I want to headline the kids event. So her dad's been, as Ryan said before, really helpful in helping us put these matches together with his expertise in the the kids jiu-jitsu scene. So yeah, she wanted to headline this, and I think we had a different opponent for her who had to pull out. So just like any high-level jiu-jitsu person, it's sometimes hard to find somebody that will go up against you. And talking to some of these parents, multiple of these fighters have a hard time of finding an opponent just because they know that who they're going to be going up against.
My two boys that are fighting a little bit before them, we always have problems finding them competitors.
Yeah.
Some of it's the size. They're 15. They're really tall. They weigh 120.
Right.
And they're green belt level.
But you negate that in like a tournament when you have to fight no matter who you don't get to pick who you're going to fight against. So
Right.
you're only seeing it a little bit more in the super fights. But it's cool when you may know that you're going to be challenged and still say, all right, let me go out in front of all these people and challenge myself and going up against somebody that could be better, but I'm going to see what I can do. And even at this young age, it's really impressive to see that, because you go out on a baseball field and, your mistakes can be covered up by other people behind you that can make up for your mistakes. But here, it's all out there. For any kind of fighting or combat sports, it's all on you. And your successes or failures come down to what you're able to do in that day.
Absolutely. Like, you mentioned baseball, and that is a team sport, but here it is, like you said, all on you. Now, you are a result of your team, so in a sense, you could argue that it is a team sport, but there's one person controlling your decisions, and that's
Right.
you.
Yeah, it's you. What you can do when it matters the most, right?
Absolutely. And that's a hard realization for some people. Like that kind of makes people anxious and have a lot of pressure and stuff. These kids, they get to experience competing at the same level as the adults, so they get to feel that same amount of pressure, right? Like if we use baseball as an example, even a little kid playing on a really, really big stage for a kid in baseball.
Like
still
the
not
World Series, the Little League World Series.
Yeah, it's still like not the same as their pros that they look up to.
Right.
Right. But in this case, it is.
Right.
It's
It is the same.
exact same.
You can have a large audience watching online. You can have a large audience watching, in front of you, cheering you on. And how hard is it? It's got to be different for everybody. But with a lot of cheering, be able to single out your coach's voice. Do you think?
It depends on your coach. I'm very loud when I coach. I have a certain key words that I use, and they're trained to kind of listen to them.
Right.
But if they're not used to you, it's going to be very hard not to identify who's telling you what to do and who's telling someone else, right?
Yeah. And so we have Professor Draculino, and his voice, he has a very unique accent. We even get people from Brazil.
Yeah, he has a unique teaching voice too.
He has a unique teaching voice, but even his accent in particular, it's kind of a unique Brazilian accent. Like we have had some other people from Brazil come and still be like thrown off by his accent. We can kind of hear him pretty easily, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And this goes to the individual, but I think I do a good job of tuning out the background noise, right? And I think that comes from competing a lot.
Right.
Like the first time you compete, you kind of.
Because even in a tournament, there's a lot of chaos going on. You got matches to the left, to your right of you, coaches yelling at other matches, and being able to kind of single out your own coach's voice, who, is probably yelling at you in training too, right? Like, it's kind of like you're working that, taking instruction and trying to execute what they're saying during training and transferring it into a competition as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it takes like how Danny said, training, like working with that coach for an extended period of time, but also having the discipline to keep an ear out during your competition.
Right.
It gets harder as you get older, though. Like
really?
Master Division, I don't hear so well.
Right.
Kids better have really good hearing.
You got to rely on your own yelling in yourself. You're yelling at yourself.
I can't hear anything when I'm competing. I can't.
So there was a student one time during a match. He had side control, but he wasn't doing anything from there. And so the ref was going to penalize him for stalling. And so everyone was yelling at this student to try to knee on belly or anything, just to move. But he's deaf, and so he couldn't see the ref counting behind him, and he couldn't hear anyone. So he just got stalling penalty after stalling penalty until he realized, like, oh, I gotta move.
Yeah, sign language don't work so well for the sidelines, does it?
There was like a group of people screaming their heads off. Still couldn't hear.
Still couldn't hear.
Have you ever grappled blind or like on a blindfold or close your eyes?
Yeah, I have, but not necessarily on purpose. I did it one time because I had so this isn't completely blind, honestly, but I had a cut over my eyebrow. And so I patched up my eye to keep training, and it was like, it's hard for me to blink. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to wink, right? So if I'm keeping one eye closed, I'm wanting to close the other one. And so I was training with like impaired vision, I guess, not blind. But I mean, it was still pretty much the same, At least my style, Danny, I'm pretty tight to the person. I want to be as tight as possible. And so if I could get a feel on someone, I could have.
Have you trained blindfolded, or have you?
I did yesterday.
Oh, nice. How'd it go?
It goes well.
So one time I was in Kumite, and the competitor threw sand into my eyes. And I had to fight the entire match where I couldn't see. But, luckily I do train blindfolded or sometimes in the complete darkness. And I was able to submit my opponent. So
you have a really good bandana, too?
Yeah. It's a special bandana just for training blindfolded. So, yeah, I've been in that position in a competition. And, I mean, it was a legal competition in Thailand. But it's either way. I was still able to come out with a win.
I totally thought you were talking about blood sport.
What? What's blood sport?
Was there a montage the whole time while you were?
Yeah, me and my best friend were training up in Thailand before then. So yeah, it was a good time of my life back in the '80s. as a young lad.
With washboard abs?
Never had that. But I could do the splits.
And now we are seeing a lot of limber athletes here today.
Seeing what athletes?
We're seeing a lot of flexible people here today.
Thank you to John Bailey and the Bailey family. They helped us set up a very successful kids tournament, and we can appreciate you all.
Yeah, John Bailey
very much.
helping us a lot, and the Mona Bailey's family.
Now, let's
So
get back to the action. Our next matchup, fighting out of the red corner, representing Henzo Gracie Houston, Elena Ray Brennan.
Elena Ray.
Elena Ray. Isn't that what I said? Elena?
No, I don't think it was.
Okay. We'll roll back the tape for that one. I think
Elena? But you say Elena before. You said Elena, right?
Yeah.
Elena is what I said.
Yeah, then he said Elena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Elena, correct.
But you couldn't get the last name right.
And your opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Genesis Jiu-Jitsu, Haley Daniel.
They call me the gunner, I'm popping up on anybody if they trigger me. Black and yellow, dragging on like I'm Kill Bill, bro, strapping and I still will. You can take it back to 2012, I was trapping on the tour, it's a big meal.
Such a great opportunity for these kids, man.
Absolutely. Now, I always think that any sort of competition is you're not gonna get worse, right? I try to encourage everyone to compete as much as possible. I don't know if you do the same, but I feel like if you're doing competition, it's gonna highlight your mistakes, but it's also gonna highlight what you do well. It gives a lot of room for an athlete to go back and work on specific things.
I find I've had different purposes when I competed throughout the years. Some is like, I just want to challenge myself, and you don't really know much about the game. You just want to go up there and fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you start getting serious about the rules. Like, oh, I need a game plan. I need to do all this.
Haley here with a triangle, trying to get the sweep. It appears she does.
It's a bad position here. About the armbar right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope she's double jointed.
And your winner by triangle armbar, Haley Daniel.
Now I think Elena just got surprised a little. I think she went out with a little slower pace than her opponent, and her opponent was able to take advantage of
Make
it.
some noise. What a submission. All right, we're going to move into the next matchup. Fighting out of the red corner, representing John's Gym, Philip Brown III.
Up next, we have Philip Brown at 95 pounds in a no-gi match against Refugio Salgado.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing 10th Planet, IJJ Austin, Refugio Salgado.
We're going to see some rubber guard here.
Yeah, maybe so. So we were talking about that earlier. At what point does the 10th Planet system show that to their kids? You know, like
I think they do.
They do?
I believe so.
But like at what age, I guess is what I mean. Like, do they show rubber guard in the?
I've never trained in their system, but usually when I see their kids compete, that's exactly what
They all
do, is
go
a 10th
to
Planet
that?
system. But it might depend on what 10th Planet gym they're coming from. You know, some may be fairly new to the 10th Planet system and just became an affiliate, and some may be, you know, bred that way. So it might just kind of depend on the instructor.
Now Refugio here actually going for a double leg and then pulling guard.
What you need, man. Shoulder down.
One by two, Philip. One by two.
Now Philip Brown here forcing the half guard from the top. However, Refugio looks like he was going for a Kimura there. Philip Brown almost to mount. Oh, but gets reversed at the last second. Now that was close to a sweep. I don't know if the ref was going to award it. It was a little gray area there.
I thought it was a sweep.
Well, because he never did establish the pass.
Well, he stopped it.
Yeah.
Reset it, right?
Philip Brown here with a body triangle from the closed guard. Refugio standing up. Philip Brown going for the Kimura from bottom. Oh, Refugio rolling. Philip Brown on top now. He gets 2 points for the sweep. And now they're resetting in the middle here in this half guard position. Philip Brown has the has the leg underhook.
That favors the top guy. Now he gets a chance to pass, get some more points.
Absolutely. It's hard for the person on bottom to turn on their side. However, Refugio insisting and getting on top. Philip Brown going back to the Kimura.
I like how Brown's constantly attacking.
Yeah, he is.
I like to always stay on offense.
Yeah, you can see that this is something that he knew before the match that he was going to chase.
Yep, he's been hitting that since I started.
Now, Refugio keeping the hand hidden, making that Kimura very, very hard to finish there for Philip Brown.
He's one of those, you just stay patient in this position. Eventually he's going to give it to you.
He's committed. Use it to sit up sweep if you don't have it.
Grab inside leg.
All the way through. Grab it, brother. Move your hips. Use your hips like that. Use your hips. Grab his hand. Use your hips. Grab his hand.
Come up, get his points.
Come up. Get the points.
Now he does have Refugio on his hip.
Let's go. Come up. Get the points. Butterfly hook with your left leg. There you go,
We're approaching 2 minutes left in regulation.
Well, Philip Brown on top now, mount, but he let go of the Kimura.
He had too much space. Should have had his chest up against his arm.
Americana's got a wrist control. He can use his wrist to do his brother. Wrist control.
Be careful reaching like that.
Absolutely. Now we have a
Reversal.
reversal here from Refugio. Now Brown has 10 points, and there's a little bit under 2 minutes left.
He needs a chance to sweep to win. So my bet, man, he might get
Under 2 minutes remaining. Make some noise for these two. Come on.
ankle. I think I would just attack his legs, get that sweep.
Yeah,
finish the match.
I agree there.
Go for that Kimura again. Come up, get the sweep. Oh, he's going for a back take on it. Look at that. Put that arms behind him. Can't do that. No plata.
Grab your ankle. Grab your ankle.
Is omoplata legal?
Yes, it is.
That's usually illegal for kids.
That's usually illegal.
It's so weird. They can do Kimuras but not omoplatas.
No, now we have a pass from Refugio here.
This is his chance. Come back up the points. Need a transfer goes in the not the half guard.
So now it's 5-10. Brown still just needing to score once more to win, but it looks like Refugio close to another guard pass. Philip Brown going back to
He needs to run that sweep. He gets that sweep, he wins.
back to the Kimura.
Come up.
Refugio is probably the most jacked kid I've ever seen. Like, I saw him. He weigh-ins. He had a shirt. He did weigh-in shirtless, and I was jealous.
He's eating that prime grade A steak.
You tell he's gonna be an animal. He's gonna be like
Like a
Paul
Pedro
Harris.
Brino.
Oh, close to the.
That's 2 points.
Philip.
Let's go, man.
So now Refugio is
He's going to start in the side control with that takedown he got. So that's another 2 points,
Neon
too.
Belly Mountain, he wins.
Neon Belly Mountain. He wins. That's right. Now, both competitors are close to winning. Maybe a technique or two to.
He's
to get
reaching
the
around.
points.
I like that. Where he's reaching
like-
around the neck.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to go for like a north-south choke with the arm in.
But unfortunately, even if he reverses, those are the 2 points.
There he's got it locked in.
Refugio going for the darts here.
He took a tap. Wow, 3 seconds left.
Kid's an animal. I wouldn't want to go up against this kid. Man.
Your winner by Carrasco.
Got his monkey punches down. That was good. Nice comeback.
That kid is going to be a force to reckon with.
Wow. What a comeback.
So I just went up to the merch area, and this place is packed.
Fighting
It's
out the
awesome
red
to
corner,
see.
representing Watkins BJJ, Layla Watkins.
Parents always support. I can tell you that. Much different than adults.
Oh, absolutely. The merchandise sales for the adults are minimal compared to the kids.
Yep. Well, they want to walk around school with that T-shirt on. Yeah. Especially with their names on it.
Well, the same thing with the parents, but unfortunately we got a lot more kids sizes than adults, and the adults sold out like in seconds. We're like, man,
You got any more 2XLs?
Yeah.
Now here we have Layla versus Lilia.
Layla Watkins coming out of Watkins BJJ. I wonder if there's any relationship to that.
You might be onto something.
We got Lilia Cantu, another Third Coast Grappling alum here. Coming out of Gracie, Baja, Texas, under Draculino.
Where's Watkins BJJ? I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a good question, Danny. Perhaps they're new.
Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Oh, okay.
So now, Layla pulled guard. Lilia staying on the feet here.
Layla and Lilia. This is gonna be a tough one.
Let's just stick with the last names. Cantu and Watkins.
Yep. So Watkins
great
playing
idea.
guard here, trying to get the foot. Cantu was able to get it free.
Yeah, now it looks like Watkins does have this plan to try to invert and
Try to stand up here.
It's like Watkins playing a footlock game but can't do footlocks.
Right.
Yes, good.
She was working pass there too. So see if Cantu can get her knee back in to defend that pass.
now
There, she got her knee in. Went for that arm bar, but arm slipped out.
that's a good ankle sweep.
So that's 2 points because she did go down. If she would have stayed up, she would have negated that sweep there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then sat down.
Yeah.
Experience will change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
She kind of accepted that position.
Climb up high. Climb up high. Okay, you got it.
She's going to try to
Close
clear,
triangle here from Watkins.
but looks like she's able to create space. She's got her arm in. She got her hand in.
I think it's a no arm. It's a no arm in.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, you're right. So,
It's doable but tough.
Very, very
and we
tough.
saw this earlier, and we weren't able to finish from it, but it did give them the opportunity to try some Kimura work.
Yeah.
Because those arms are isolated.
And
So.
speaking of that right now,
It's
that's
more
what
for a gi.
that's what Watkins is looking for. It looks like she's looking for
and
that
Lily's doing a good job
arm.
of kind of keeping her elbows in to negate that, but now she let Watkins grab it, so she needs to keep her keep her arm in so that Watkins can't isolate that arm.
Now the hand is out, but the elbow's still in on this triangle. So Watkins can still finish from here. There's a lot of pressure. Sometimes that hand being trapped inside kind of helps the person finish the choke, actually.
Ooh. You can't do so. That triangle got open, so she's trying to create some space with her legs to push her off.
She needs to bump. She needs to loop up.
Pull her head up, both hands.
She's trying to maybe pull her down.
Oh, she got her. Wow.
Nice, Layla.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good submission there by Layla Watkins.
I can tell you
Layla Watkins!
Biggest, I wouldn't say pet peeves, but some of the issues or challenges as a coach to a kid's competitor is that they always use their flexibility more than the technique.
Right.
No,
Yeah, because they got it. It's almost like telling a really strong guy, don't use your strength, use your technique, right? It's, but you really rarely tell people not to use their flexibility, but that's what the kids have it, and they're going to try to utilize that.
But they give up sweeps, they give up so many points.
But they don't tap the pressure as much, because they can handle having their legs up by their ears.
Fighting out of the red corner, representing Team Burnett, PJJ, Isabella, Avila.
All right, we're up with our 16th match of the night. 11 more matches tonight.
And we have Maya Avila here, the sister to one of our previous matches earlier today, Anthony Avila.
Another Carlson Gracie. Getting a lot of love out here. Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Team Jera now. He just won in the UFC. Her coach last night.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Submission.
Is it that guillotine?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, that was a deep guillotine.
Nice. Against Anthony Pettis.
Yeah. All right, so some lapel work here. We'll be trying to get some worm guard. What I like about her controlling the lapel is it actually controlling her hips too. So it's actually really good to even utilize the lapel, the lower lapel in a stand-up position as well. And now she's got a higher grip on that lapel. Both of them in a neutral position here.
Ed Ramos likes to do that sometimes. Get that double lapel.
Double lapel, the high and the low.
It's effective. Hip throw, missed it.
Yeah, if she would have grabbed onto that gi maybe and got her hips in, she's doing some head control stuff there.
Now, Avila is keeping her head lower than Attaway, but Attaway is much naturally taller, which could be a difficulty when it comes to
a lot of better opportunity for Attaway to get behind the behind the neck and maybe get some. About to be a suplex into the crowd.
Now Attaway caught looking the other direction here.
I'm a little confused what they're trying to do here. Are you working a takedown?
Yeah, you either need to work hand position or break in the grips, really. And they're kind of both stalling out in the neutral stance.
It's like one started, the other one's just going to match it.
And now she's trapped her arm.
She has an Americana
from standing.
That's Steven Seagal style.
Sure is.
Who's that?
He's a big time actor. You were over in Thailand.
Oh, gotcha.
I think he's a cop.
The deputy sheriff.
That's a pretty sweet.
Good girl.
So now Avila here with the takedown.
She got the
gets 2
crossface
points.
and
Had an opportunity to pass. She gave up that half.
a lot of pressure here.
You can see that she's driving forward with the toes.
Might attack the arm. Looks like maybe Kimura.
She's still trying to work the lapel here from bottom half guard.
Get up, good girl.
Oh, now Attaway. Attaway gets her guard passed straight to mount.
Yeah, so we're at 9 points. 10 points. So if Avila gets one more point, she wins.
Let her defend that mount. Get a little.
I mean, wouldn't you almost get back into side control and then try to mount again, or go to
3/4 guard. Let him go to 3/4 guard.
Get your foot caught.
Yep.
And then pull it out again.
Yep. That's Hiba. Hiba loves to do that in competitions.
Maybe she heard you.
Your winner by points, Avila.
That's 2 San Antonios going against each other right here. Ohana and Tim Plain of San Antonio.
Ohana's from San Antonio?
I believe so, right?
Out the red corner, representing Ohana Academy, Moses Cabrera.
Could be wrong, aren't they GF team? I have that right?
Ohana Academy. He's wearing a Team Moses rash guard.
And it has Wolverine on the back.
I think he's trying to steal Professor Brandon's nickname
Maybe.
out of San Antonio, Texas. Caden Alvarado, another 10th plant San Antonio. We got 2 San Antonio boys here.
The Turk War.
No matter how many competitions I do, I'm always surprised by how fast you go and then you start. I always feel like I should be announced, give me a little time. Before a UFC fight, they told their whole background story. And
Moses here with this outside hook, like a De La Riva position almost. Perhaps trying to Barambolo. Moses here pushing Caden's head away.
Got him to full guard.
A lot of
full guard. Yeah.
A lot of close guard.
Because there's no leg locks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, climbing the legs up. We're seeing a lot of that, of trapping that shoulder.
There you go, triangle. Worked out nicely. Gonna pull that arm.
I always got to be worried against going somebody that has their own rash guard on.
Yeah, that's true.
Bad sign. Ooh, what happened there?
Oh.
So it seems like Caden was able to escape from the triangle, but now he has
How do you end up in that position from the triangle?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I rarely see that. Because now he's
Caden here heading to the back.
He's taking it to the back.
He's trying to get a little fancy with his back take here. He's expecting a big roll.
He's a little high there.
He's still keeping his head and arm tight.
Yeah, Moses is now
Moses is in trouble here. Moses has to put his head on the ground, back on the ground and head on the ground. The more he lifts his back up, the better Caden can adjust.
He needs to get his hooks in.
Moses needs to put his back on the mat.
He's still not able to get those hooks in though. He didn't have any hooks in. He's still got control of the neck though. Moses escaped his head. He's now in the north-south position.
He needs to transfer knee on belly so he can rack up some points.
All right, they're going to reset him back into the middle. Exciting match so far.
A lot of action here, but no points awarded.
Come up to reverse knee on belly, switch knee on belly, get some points, get him out. Gotta clear that hand. Attack that arm up there.
More grip.
More here from north-south.
Needs to take his knee behind that elbow and he'll clear it.
Going straight to the armbar. Perhaps Moses is it seems like Moses is going through his sequence maybe a little too fast, but he's still in a good position. Here's the head and leg trap with both of his legs still attacking the Kimura on the isolated arm.
He could potentially go to a reverse triangle right there too.
Right, yeah. Oh, there you go. There you see it.
Now he has to be careful that Caden here doesn't turn the corner and start to pass the guard.
Yeah, because if he can clear that arm, then he's going to have... He seems pretty calm right now. Doesn't seem to be straining. He's comfortable in his position. We got a minute left. 0 points awarded so far. So the crowd is going wild for this match right now. Very exciting match. Moses is trying to pry that arm.
He needs to put his chest in tighter. His hand's too far away. He's losing his strength.
Yeah, he's straining way too much. Yeah. So if Caden can hold on here for 30 seconds, Moses is going to expend a lot of energy and have to restart either from standing or close or full guard.
Absolutely.
So I don't see Caden in danger right now. He was able to hold on so far.
He's fine.
Kind of looked at Moses, his coach, and gave him that, I'm good.
Oh, did he give that a sweep?
His
And time!
He didn't clear the submission. I think if he would have had his head out.
Make some noise. We're moving into overtime.
Wow, that was exciting. I think like you said, they should start, since it's draw, they should start standing and
start over.
Top close guard, bottom close guard, or standing.
Nice, starting the standing.
Because he's in submission the whole time, give him the option.
So Moses is confident in his stand-up game, wants to start standing. See who can get the takedown here, unless somebody pulls guard. Now, no pulling guard unless you have hands on. So, ain't no jumping guard. So, it makes it a little bit harder to pull guard from the standing position.
Now, Caden here keeping his hips away. Moses looking for the shot. Oh, but he has to escape the submission.
That was good. That was
Your winner by golden point in overtime, Moses Cabrera.
Yeah, I'll try to beat back, guys. I got my voice back.
No problem. Thanks, Danny.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate sitting in.
That was fun.
Danny Duckworth from Alliance Pearland. got some coaching duty. He's going to be. Wow, how exciting was that match?
Yeah, that was really good.
Your brother's coming over. Sit in.
We have another Rivas brother coming in. I already said we have too many Rivas brothers, frankly, but I guess
It's true. My mom
Ryan-
has the same complaint.
Ryan disagrees. No stranger to the mic, one Berto Rivas coming in.
Coming in with a cold beer.
Coming in hot with a cold beer. Definitely filling in for Alan, who couldn't make it today. I guess Alan is sick. He's got the Asian bird flu, so welcome to the commentary. What do you think of the matches so far?
Man, amazing. Dude. These kids are
Crazy, right? Yeah.
They're super good.
I think if a lot of people didn't come because maybe they're more big fans of adult jiu-jitsu and they watch this, I think that you're going to see a lot more people that aren't family or coaches of these kids, and they're going to come out just to see really great jiu-jitsu, right?
Man, kids go for the kill. Like
super flexible.
Like he jumped on a guillotine on an overtime, and like that made it extremely exciting.
So they're going to be doing more risk. I mean, you know, it's kind of like taking tests in middle school. It doesn't really count because the colleges don't look at your grades in middle school. So if you lose a super fight here, oh well.
Like
but
it's a great learning experience, but at the same time, like it doesn't really affect you a whole lot at this point.
Right? Yeah, it's
like your future.
I mean, and it's separating the difference between a tournament and a super fight.
We have Ariel Belmars here against Eric Duran.
Another 10th
That's the next
sorry,
match.
Sorry, I have the wrong match here. So who? Explain.
This
to
is
me here.
Austin Hines versus Nate Suarez. Nate Suarez has fought for us before as well in Third Coast Grappling 1. He won.
Austin Hines here with a strong collar tie.
I think Nate went up against Lilia Cantu in the very
Oh,
first
armbar
Third
here.
Coast Grappling event.
Armbar here. Austin trying to defend. That knee is tight. Oh,
But he didn't have the bottom knee in, but he gets a good reversal here.
so Suarez tried to extend that bottom leg. That actually passed up the arm bar, was able to get up.
Nate was able to get the 2 points.
Immediately a submission attempt. Like we're like 30 seconds into the fight.
Yeah,
You know what I
this
mean?
is-
These kids are going forward.
And that's the difference between a super fight and a tournament too. Is a tournament you're trying to get that medal, you're trying to get that place, that ranking, right? And a super fight, the whole purpose is to be entertaining. So you got to go for like bigger submissions. You got to go for.
Here we go with Suarez attacking hard from side control. Here's another armbar attempt. However, he didn't have that bottom knee controlled again.
I kind of like that style of constantly attacking, where the opponent can't really get their footing or start even
He's the
playing their
Yoel
game.
Romero of kids jiu-jitsu.
He has him in a pretty bad position here.
No, Yoel Romero of Kids Jiu-Jitsu is that other guy, that other kid.
Yeah, that's true.
Refugio.
Now, Austin here, I think he's safe. I can't see his bottom arm, but it appears to be
He's kind
out.
of controlling the head there with his leg, even though I don't think he has a submission or his arm trapped in there.
His neck might be a little uncomfortable. I don't think there's a choke on it.
Suarez,
But there is something to keeping somebody uncomfortable,
Man,
during the
having
whole
that calf right behind your neck really messes up with your cervical, so like it's painful.
Suarez here trying to give Hines cauliflower ear by squeezing his head.
Hey, might as well get it now, right? If you're gonna get it.
I've never seen a kid with cauliflower ear, but if I did, that would be a scary view.
Yeah, that's kind of like that kid that was like super ripped, right?
Yeah,
he
that's
made the
what
run-
we're talking
he,
about. He's
like,
the
made the run
Yoel
through.
Romero of Kids Jiu-Jitsu.
So now Suarez here is trying to pull on his ankle, but that's actually causing more strain on his own calf than Austin's head. Now,
But,
there's
I
still
mean,
pressure. Yeah,
This is
there's
like
The tap?
Is that a tap?
Yeah, that was a tap. Ooh, that was super
All
tight.
right, and time. Your winner by Mountain Triangle, Nate Suarez.
Nate's a high-level guy. I mean, he was in our first event. We know.
That looked like a cauliflower machine right there, dude. Like,
Oh man.
That's rough on the ears.
No, cauliflower machines cost a lot of money, actually. It's like you gotta get a machine to specifically blend cauliflower so you can make cauliflower rice.
Cauliflower rice, yeah.
You can't make cauliflower. Have you ever made mashed
You can't make cauliflower rice ears, though.
I mean, technically, he is the cauliflower machine if he did it by hand.
This is true.
Which
So tricky with that logic.
on the Fish Stripe podcast, Berto has explained why they call it cauliflower ear. Not only does it look like cauliflower, but it turns white because of the circulation.
Lack
to
of
your,
circulation. All right, now.
we actually looked at pictures of broken cauliflower ear too. That's always exciting.
Fighting out of the red
I'm
corner,
excited about this.
representing Alliance Houston, Ariel Valeriano.
Ariel, our host Oliver there.
I kind of jumped the gun a little bit the previous match because I was really excited for this match. This is actually one of our ex-students.
Okay, Alliance Houston.
He used to train with us, and now he trains somewhere else, which I'm just happy he's still training.
And now he's with Danny Duckworth, our previous guest. Great coach.
Also, they're both taller than us now, which I find very disrespectful.
It's extremely disrespectful.
Well, most people are taller than you, so everybody being disrespectful.
If your kid grows taller than you, they're being disrespectful.
Yeah, there's literally nothing worse. And I think my son might end up being taller than me.
I hope he is, Zach. I hope he's taller
I'm sure he
than
will
my
be, but
13.
that's something you don't want. You don't want your kid to beat you in really any sport, horse, jiu-jitsu, and you don't want him to be taller than you.
Now, Eric Duran here. Eric Duran coming from Team Ferreira.
Another Team Ferreira there, which have had a good showing so far. So
Looking very game. Ariel with the quick pull.
low
He's immediately threatened
guard
with
pull.
Now Duran here clearing the leg. He's
good spatial awareness,
This is
able to
Duran.
come around.
quickly passing, but not very establishing position.
Yeah, he didn't have the arm in there. It looked like he was trying to fall in an arm bar without the arm in.
And now
Seemed like he could have got a pass there.
He is ready to go. All right, so he's got the cross collar and the.
Now this is a good job reffing here too, because with these kids, the positions can get very, very. They could change very quickly. Here we have a row with a triangle.
And position mattered because having that cross collar with the arm.
It looks to be pretty well locked in here.
Yeah.
Now Duran here has to posture up. He can't stay standing.
Hooking the leg. This is getting even deeper here. Duran is doing a good job fighting, but
Duran needs to push the hands off. Oh, there we go.
How many submissions have we seen tonight? This is incredible.
That was a beautiful job by Ariel Valeriano.
By triangle choke, Ariel Valeriano.
That's a great position to be in. That cross collar with he had the foot on the hip and the sleeve grip, and he was able to get in the triangle from there because you can control the arm and get it in or out of the way really quick.
Yeah, like Coach Ricky was saying, it's a good job he reset them in that position because that's exactly what
Right, he worked to get in that position. So
that foot on the hip control with the collar, we call it classical guard. It's extremely good open guard.
we got 7 more matches
A lot of
tonight.
transitions that can happen from that
We're gonna need to. We need to get more. We need to get more matches in on the next event because these are going by so fast because of all these submissions in the regular.
The kids are going for it, man.
Oh my God! Yeah, this is. Maybe we should only do kids events. So if you're a high level, youth jiu-jitsu player and you're interested in being on our stage, go to our Third Coast Grappling website and apply. And you could be on the next Third Coast Grappling Kids 2 event in April, which is going to be at Warehouse Live. So that's where we're going to do it.
It's going to be a warehouse.
As you can see, we need a bigger venue for these kids.
It's a great turnout.
Oh,
Fantastic
absolutely.
turnout. What you doing over here?
Is that water or beer?
He's a
Oliver doing a great job so far.
Professor
announcing.
Oliver.
Professor Oliver.
Professor Oliver.
Hey guys, thanks.
Newly black belt Oliver here.
I appreciate it. I still got plenty of time to screw it up tonight.
How about these kids tonight, huh?
Man, what an amazing, this whole event has been crazy. I was telling Ryan earlier, these kid events are almost a little bit, who am I kidding? They're a lot more exciting than some of the adult events. I mean, they are non-stop action. Their technical level for their age is amazing, man.
It's like more risk-taking.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that, like I said, more risk-taking. This might be in part because of a misunderstanding of the rules. However, it still makes the matches super exciting. So go for it.
One of the things we were talking about is maybe when it's tied up and it goes into overtime, instead of the aggressor gets to choose, just start them standing.
If it's tied,
that's not a bad idea.
Is that what's been happening tonight?
They've been picking standing.
Everybody's been picking standing.
Right, but if it so it takes the objectiveness out of it by the ref and saying, all right, let me pick whichever one the aggressor, what position. Just start them standing.
Yeah, because that can be finicky when you come to kids. Adults, you're like, okay, whatever, it's a decision. But yeah, when it comes to kids, it can get a little weird.
How about that Bodie Banks versus Valeriano?
Valeriano Elizondo?
Valeriano, yeah.
Man, what a match, man.
I've been messing up his name all night, so I absolutely apologize.
Valeriano Elizondo. What's so hard
saying
about
his name?
Yeah, no, you're good. Honestly, man, I was telling Ryan earlier.
I can't roll my R's.
I get super nervous announcing the adult event or the kids events more so than the adult events because parents have unique ways of spelling their kids' names.
I don't see any apples on here.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy on here, but there's some events someone will be like, there's a name with a Q in it, and I mess up the pronunciation, and apparently it was Sarah. I didn't know there was a Q in Sarah, but we don't want to offend anybody here, right? 3CG loves the kids, so.
Yeah, so I think fight of the night so far has been Bodie versus Valeriano.
That one was really good.
I just got here right before Willow Kansas fight, so I didn't see some of the other
some crazy fights.
Yeah, I know you're here coaching one of your competitors, but man, this whole event has started off and it has been nonstop.
From what I've seen 3 matches. They've been amazing.
And it shows that maybe even you can have more kids event. We try to limit the adult event, adult cards to less than 30, like 25, just because a lot of them go into overtime. Like we're saying, they take less risks. So, it can run a lot longer.
It's an extended out evening.
But I think with the kids, we're seeing that we can probably add some more matches.
I think it would be good. I mean, obviously, you don't want to plan for submission after every time. But, I mean, based on what we've seen this evening, we're ahead of schedule. Things are going really well. The competitors have been putting on a show left and right. I mean, the diversified submissions that we've seen amongst these. I mean, what are we at? We're at almost 19 fights in right now, and we've had double-digit submissions. This is insane.
I want to ask you guys a question. How have the submissions been? Have they been mostly traditional, triangle, armbar, guillotine,
it's been
arm triangle, kind of like your normal gamut of. It hasn't been anything like gogoplatas.
No gogoplatas.
It's mostly the basics.
We had the reverse-mounted triangle that we just saw not too long ago, which was really good.
A lot of guillotines too.
A lot of guillotine attempts and dart strokes.
But what we've seen the most is closed guard. Even in the no-gi, they're utilizing a lot of the closed guard. Even though some of these kids have amazing open guards, they're playing around X guard, reverse de la Hivas, but they're still kind of all going back to that closed guard and working from there, climbing up the. I've seen a lot of the trap in the shoulder and working arm bars or triangles from that. So, I mean, it's really basic stuff that's, what you're going to see more often.
Fundamentals. I'll tell you what was impressive, though. I can't remember which match it was, but I believe we saw an Omanari roll into a takedown.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Somebody hit Omanari?
Yeah, to a takedown. Omanari rolled a takedown. I mean, that's not something I expect from these kids at this level. But you know what? That's the Houston Jiu-Jitsu scene. They're starting young out here, and it's amazing.
Houston, there's people that have traveled outside of Texas too. There's people that have come all the way from Odessa, which is Texas, but I know there's some other states that.
Texas is so big. If you travel, if you come from the other side of Houston, man, that's almost traveling out of state. So we'll give you credit for it.
I didn't realize there were a lot of 10th Planet on the card, but from San Antonio.
San Antonio
right?
has a good 10th Planet squad there for sure.
Not from the local school, but from the San Antonio the school.
Well,
So
yeah, and I don't
drove
know,
out.
maybe the local 10th Planet School doesn't have as many kids, or doesn't have a program, or they're building up their program, and maybe the 10th Planet San Antonio, which I think just opened up too.
I do believe it's a new school. Yeah, I'm not too sure on the background of it, but I believe it is new.
And
yeah.
I know there's a 10th Planet in Austin too. It's at the Honored Academy.
So our 10th Planet's like all Nogi? Is that
Only Nogi.
Yes, only Nogi.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Do you know, now you're seeing more in the adults, like Marigali specialists. Marigali doing only gi, Gordon only doing no gi. Do you think you're going to see a lot more kids kind of specialize in one or the other so that they can kind of perfect it?
I don't think so.
Do you think they're going to be more like doing both?
I think kids should do both. That's the only way to see which one you're going to be truly good at, because you're a kid.
No, I definitely agree with you. I definitely think everybody should train in and outside the gi, but kind of to piggyback what Zach was saying here, with jiu-jitsu springing up and so many super fight promotions coming up, and the ability for these kids to build a brand and build a name for themselves to eventually become a professional athlete in a sport like jiu-jitsu. It's kind of like baseball. You go out there, you're a pitcher. You do your fielding, you take your batting practice, but damn it, you're pitching. You're a pitcher. You have guys out here that they're training, but they're like, you know what, I'm a no-gi competitor. I'm going to focus on my no-gi, and I feel like you will see kind of a rise in the quality of no-gi, especially in the kids.
The way I always see it is gi helps you a lot in building up your defense because it's a lot harder to slip out of things, while no gi helps a lot with your offense because you can't grab anything. So you have to be really tight with your offense and your submissions.
You get one of those sweaty
because
partners,
people can slip out of stuff. So working both kind of works like different parts of your game.
It definitely helps out each other. Like,
Absolutely.
You don't ever, like, I'm still doing mostly gi training, getting ready for a no-gi fight. Right. Because it's mostly the same. It's mostly the same.
Well, the grit. Sorry, I can't. I'm getting. Sorry, I've been used to. Yeah, I've been used to yelling into a microphone all night. Yeah, I apologize. But no.
Are you fighting a cord tonight, or is it cordless?
No. Oh, I tell you what, the wireless mic is a savior. I don't know for those of you who had the honor of watching.
Go back and watch Third Coast Grappling 3.
Matchup of Professor Oliver versus
performance
the
of the night is Oliver fighting the mic cord.
I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but I got a 14,000 yen submission bonus for that. It was a cable choke. It's coming out of my next instructional. Yeah, it's $5. It was $5. Yeah, I got one of those tasty Lundor beverages. Amazing stuff. But I'm actually going to step away from here. We're about to get back into the action. I'm going to let
thanks for
Coach
stopping
Ricky,
in, and I think we're going to have
somebody else coming in here.
Beautiful. Let's raise the quality. I'll get out of here.
Let everybody know Oliver is sweating.
Oh, is he sweating on your seat or that?
Guys, if you're watching at home, Oliver, the host, is a sweaty man.
Yeah, sweaty ears at least. That's the only part of his body that sweats, is the ears.
Well, do you think it ever gets hot in London? Like, it just looks rainy and cold just year-round.
Permanently. That's just how it is there.
I love that, like, we give him crap about being from London, and I think he hasn't lived in London, except he's lived longer in Texas than in London, right?
So here's the thing. He says that whenever he goes to London, his accent comes back. And so when he comes back...
I think he's just pretending to have an accent when he goes to London. So, and then when people go, "You're London, your accent sounds fake," and he's like, "No, I was born here."
Or
carries around his birth certificate.
Or maybe the opposite. Maybe when he goes to London...
you think he's pretending here?
No.
Like he's hiding his accent?
No, when he goes to London, he like turns up his Texas twang. And then when he comes here, he's like, "Oh, I was in London for 3 months."
We all have horrible British accents.
Yeah, we have horrible. So apparently he has to wait like a couple of days to shake off his accent once he comes back. This is what he told me. And so I just want to surprise him.
It's kind of like guys from Boston that get a really thick Boston accent whenever they drink, but not like any other time. All right, looks like we're about to kick off the
So
next.
is this, oh, snap.
Sebastian
So you say that last
over
name.
Vides.
Oh, there you go. That was good. That was better than I was going to do. And Rafael Belmaro.
All right, we're going to have William Tackett jump in here.
Oh, okay, cool.
How you doing, William? Good to see you. Third Coast Grappling alum. Your brother's fighting tonight, so that's probably pretty exciting. Now you have the whole Tackett family fighting for Third Coast.
Oh, your brother's fighting tonight?
Yeah, so it's my youngest brother. He's actually 6 years younger than me.
Oh,
Caleb.
He's a little beast. He's a little wrestling beast.
Yeah, he's a little tank. He's a beast, for sure.
That's cool, man.
What do you think of the matches so far?
Man, I love watching kids fight.
Dude, this is crazy.
Kids are great. They
Extremely exciting.
Yeah. It's so much better. They don't stall. They're not worried about trying to win by points. They just want to go out there and submit someone.
Yeah. They're just low risk.
Yeah,
So they just,
kids are extremely submission hungry. Like, extremely. And then we have,
so you got a couple of checkmate. Are all the checkmate guys from your school?
From here, no, it's just Tiffany and Caleb. From our
Tiffany
school.
and Caleb? Gotcha.
Yeah. The other guys might be from Checkmate Dallas.
so we got Rafael Belmars in the black gi.
Sebastian over Vides and the
Quick pull
white
by
gi.
Sebastian.
So it looks like Sebastian got promoted to blue belt. We got a green belt versus. You were in the kids ranking too. What did you get up to in the kids ranking?
I made it up to green before I got
He's
my
trying
blue
to
belt.
load him up here.
I got my blue belt when I was 15.
Green's
Rafael's doing a good
green's
job
like
of
the
letting him
highest, right?
establish.
For the kids.
Yeah, it goes white, and then, sometimes there's belts in between, but basically it just goes white, yellow.
He's trying to work that loading game.
That'd be the last
Oh,
two
okay.
belts.
Yeah, some green belts are like they're basically black belts because they've been training for so long.
Yeah, they could have 10 years of experience, you know.
Ending up in the 50-50 position here.
Now, are the kids allowed to do any type of leg locks?
I don't think so.
No leg submissions. I'm not sure about leg locks, but no
Like the
submissions.
foot locks or anything like that?
No.
What would be the difference between a leg lock and a leg submission?
Like he's locking
Zach?
his leg right now, but he's not.
Come on, man.
Submit-
You're a purple
he's not
belt.
going for the
You're a
submission.
purple belt, bro. Come on.
Look,
Like, I get what you're saying, but that's white belt talk. Come
well,
on.
like
let's move past that.
50-50 is like you're working leg locks, but you're not
Yeah,
submitting.
Sebastian's really looking to get underneath
Yeah,
here.
going for the crab ride to the back, hopefully.
Taking top position here, smart, going
2
for the
points.
points, and then jumping back.
Trying to clear the leg.
Yeah.
Nice. See if he elevate his hips and hopefully go to the back. Very nice. Twist.
Nice.
Very good control.
Very good.
You're gonna reset him back in the middle.
I think so. Now, Rafael needs to quickly recover that half guard there and start to frame. And we'll see what happens.
3/4 guard.
Now, both kids extremely flexible.
Yeah,
Let's look
that's
to see
been
the-
every kid here not tonight so far.
At this age, they practically just like Gumby.
yeah. Extremely, remember. Rafael making it.
And that's the thing is, how are you going
tough
to tell
here
them not to
pass.
use their flexibility, right? It's almost like telling somebody like not to use their strength, use
I'm probably
technique.
working like a rubber guard right now. Hopefully, maybe
Over
set
some
up like
kind of
a
high guard, trying to keep the posture broken. What's up, Landon? High five.
Sebastian's doing a good job of staying postured.
Yeah, he's
Fights
climbing
his
his
feet.
legs up, trying to lock that shoulder down.
He has a very good angle here.
We have 2.5 minutes remaining. The
You
score
can't
is
see from the
2-0.
other side, but he had that shoulder trapped previously.
Yeah.
Keeps working that high guard.
Yeah, he's starting to get that
Compromising
angle again.
position for Sebastian.
He's got to try to get that elbow back in so he can get all the way that shoulder completely trapped.
Yeah, Sebastian's doing a good job of keeping his weight, stacking Rafael.
Yeah, he must feel a threat for the armbar because he keeps stacking, like as you just mentioned.
Well, it looks like he does have his right shoulder trapped now. So he's most likely going to move to an armbar position.
If he underhooks that leg, he can create an angle.
Right. The key is to try to
hook.
He's loosened up. Going for a step over.
Wow, to the back. Let's see this.
He likes to go for that. That was risky.
Very nice skills. So this is what I'm talking about. The kids just don't stop moving.
Yeah, it's a constant attack.
Back and forth.
I wouldn't have gone for that. At that point, I wouldn't have gone for that at that point. They just risk it. It's crazy.
Again, he's working that rubber guard, high guard control. Sebastian's doing a good job of keeping his hands off the mat. Not letting Rafael get any overhooks.
He's putting the pressure. I'm sure he's trying to sneak that shoulder out. There goes the arm attack.
And you see a finish here. Trying to extend.
He's trying to separate with his foot.
He's out.
Nice.
Immediately going into a pass. Very nice.
Sebastian did a good job of kicking that grip off with his foot. And
that was very good.
Now he's going for the arm lock.
This is the same arm lock attack he did earlier in the match.
He's like, let me show you how it's done.
And a little bit better bite on it this time, but it looks like Rafael is out.
We got about 20 seconds left.
He's shaking his head no.
Looks like he's pulling the arm back in.
Oh, and he taps.
Nice. Wow, that was quick.
Very good performance by these two.
And your winner by armbar, Sebastian
Look at
He
he's able to pull that sleeve and get that arm back in there.
Yeah, he was able to get the elbow back in.
It's kind of defeating too when you're in multiple submission holds where you almost have it and they slip out. It's kind of defeating because especially whenever now they have you in that position and you had this, and you let it go. So
yeah, sometimes you can tire yourself out too, trying to finish a submission and the guy escapes. And there's really nothing you can do after that.
So one of your teammates just got their black belt.
Yeah.
Cody Steele, that's awesome.
Yes, he did. He was awesome. See how you can maybe shake things up.
Yeah, congratulations to Cody Steele.
How's he feeling about that?
He's extremely excited. Now he can start having more and more high-level matches and more spreads.
It'll be good to see him out there. A lot of interesting matchups that can go about now, him in the mix.
Oh, yeah. He's in a good weight category, too. He'll fight 77 kgs, so he can fight like JT, all those dudes. A lot of interesting matches.
So, Matthew Lawrence is out of War Training Center, known for their wrestling, really high wrestling focused gym. We've had multiple people out of there. Christos, who I think he was in the qualifiers, right?
Yeah, I trained with Christos.
So we'll see if Matthew comes out with some wrestling.
What was the name of the wrestler that used to come out to this song? There was a pro wrestler that used to come out to this song. Oh, I'm blanking so hard right now.
No, Maximus.
Yeah,
I've known him for quite a while.
He's
actually had some matches with Andrew, my younger brother, a few times.
Both of them blue belts.
Really close matches too. He's really tough.
Nice takedown.
He's got real good wrestling.
Looks like
honestly, he's got a really good flying arm on too. He's extremely explosive and strong.
Yeah, Maximus is a pretty intense kid.
Jeez. These kids went through like 50 positions just now. That was
I know,
amazing.
right? Maximus going for that arm drag to the back. He's isolated that arm, kind of the Gordon Ryan shoulder isolation where you can get that sweep.
Yeah, that's a very classical butterfly sweep. We're able to trap like
Trap
the inverted
that.
arm bar, but you get the forearm underneath the chin. Very good guard here.
It doesn't seem to be stressed at all. With
Good. Going for a Kimura here.
Oh.
Oh.
This is on.
That could
This
definitely
is
be
on.
something. Oh.
Going for the arm bar right there. That's a tap.
Wow.
Ooh. That might have been an injury right there.
That was gnarly.
And your winner by Kimura,
Yeah, that might have been
Maximus Jolly.
That was
Very impressive performance by Maximus. Hopefully Matthew's okay.
I hope he's all right. Oof, that was nasty, man.
I mean, that was a
tried
great
to-
match.
He rolled with it and tried to get out of it, but when you hit that edge, all that pressure finally goes through the joint and it comes on strong. That's unfortunate. I hope he's okay. It looked like he was fine. It didn't look like anything popped out of place.
Probably just really strained it, and it's going to be sore for a couple days.
Yeah, that's going to be sore for sure. Somebody can give you an ice bag.
Anyone that's trained long enough to, at least blue belt, has had one of those long weeks where their elbow hurts.
My shoulders are jacked, bro. And not as in like I'm swole, as in like
No,
they're
definitely
hurting.
not. Kangaroo swole maybe, but
Yeah,
So gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it. No kidding. Breaking down the switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a go killer. You gotta keep it down.
all right, we're at our 22nd match of the night.
You know how it goes.
We have Jaden Forte, green belt from Mid-City MMA versus Gregory Ramos from Ed Ramos.
Is that Ed Ramos' son?
I would take a guess and say yes, but it would be a complete guess.
And opponent, fighting out of the blue corner,
Nice walkout song.
and Ramos BJJ, Gregory Ramos.
Nice.
solid walkout song. Very good walkout song.
And I've known Jaden quite for a while as well.
Have you trained against him before?
I've never trained against him. Andrew's had some matches with him as well.
So a lot of these
Go for a
kids are
foot
kind of
sweep
like
here.
came up with
came up
Andrew the same.
I like
And
that.
He's very tough, very hard to submit, moves well, flexible.
Coming out very
Very nice
aggressive.
kid too.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Have a guillotine. I like the fact that they're exchanging wrestling. We saw a lot of guard pulling in the previous matches.
Yeah, right. The real young kids seem to be a little bit more of the guard pulling, except for a few of those matches that were, really good stand-up matches. But
I think Maximus got an arm drag. But
yeah, I do like to see more of the wrestling, and I think
There's some good
jiu-jitsu
hand
is
fighting
kinda-
going on here.
Jiu-jitsu's kind of going
There's a
that
good
way
bite
a
on
little
that
bit
leg.
more,
He's
too.
got on a
Solid
single.
leg
Very
to
nice.
waist.
Ooh.
Wow, very nice.
Careful.
Trying to
Ooh.
exchange the back.
Gotta be careful with that pole there.
Yeah, that's what the red mat's the warning mat
Is
right
that,
there.
is that real metal?
Oh, yeah. It's titanium. It's what they make the space shuttle out of.
Yeah, we're close to NASA.
Good job of the ref of mat awareness, so these guys don't fall off the mat here. Good front headlock. Should probably try to keep them in that position though.
Yeah. Maybe a reset back to the middle in the same spot.
Yeah, just keeping that front headlock because he was able to get it. So one thing about
Goes for an arm drag. Very good counter.
Very nice.
Spins to the back just like before.
Yeah.
Now he's got more space. Finishes
Jaden's
the
using
takedown.
That almost like a body lock takedown. He's used it twice
Yeah.
now. Very nice technique.
It's like when they sprawl, he's posturing, spinning to the back. It's good.
The smaller mat does create more action, but when you're standing, it can cause a lot of moving a lot. So spatial awareness is definitely important.
For sure.
trying to look for it.
Maybe
Look
set
like
up
he
a
was
half
trying
guard
to
sweep
look
here
for
with his
it.
underhook. Sure, he does a good job of flattening him out. Knee slice attempt. Nice. And flatten him out. Hopefully
See if he can
get a
solidify,
pass.
get the 3 points.
Very nice.
Gets the 3.
We're under 3 minutes left. The score is 7-0.
Oh, to the Kimura, to the back.
He gets the back. This is a win.
Straight to the armbar. See if he can get the submission here. I think they're going to reset.
Probably
into
No,
that
they give the 2.
armbar position.
That's what I'm standing.
All right, so 9 points.
We're close to a tech fall here.
Yeah,
So
if
it
he
looks
gets,
like a
if he
quick
gets
score
2 more
will,
points,
yeah.
he wins. If he
A
gets the
score will get
takedown,
it.
he gets.
A score will get it done.
He's about to get the
Looks like he's gonna get it
takedown,
here.
and that's a win.
If he establishes on top.
Very nice.
That's it.
And tie.
There's a tech fall win by Jaden. Very good job.
Very nice.
Your winner by points, Jaden Forte.
Very nice. Kind of took the hard route there. Like he could have just established position and got on top, but he went for the hooks. So I mean, he got 4 instead of 2. Good for you. That was good. That's what I'm saying. Like they're just risking. They're just whatever they see
he can
first.
take the win, and he goes for the back. Even though, I mean, it's kind of like point awareness too, knowing what it takes to win. You know, with a super fight, you're trying to be more entertaining than maybe a tournament. Because a tournament, you're trying to get that ranking.
Shirts for the event, kids games on it. Always good to have everything.
I'm going to step away real quick and coach my younger brother.
No, go for it, bro. Go for it.
Good luck. To Hyroe Designs. Hosanna Rule, the best damn designer around. Thank you for making us look so good. Check her out at www.hyroedesigns.com.
Oh, is that his?
All right, and for our next matchup, fighting out of the red corner, representing Texas Punishment Crew, Joshua Eckerly.
Oh, we got Joshua Eggerly versus Caleb Tackett. I've actually seen Caleb Tackett roll before with Third Coast Grappling Fighters Relationship.
Oh, is it he that roll with Lisa?
Lisa, yeah, and he did a really good job. So he's 9 years old, and
he's 9.
Yeah, but when you grow up with Andrew and William as your brother, I think that's going to help a little bit with skill level. But there's also a lot to live up to, you know. Ricky really has never been able to get up to the level of his brother, Roberto.
Are we talking about?
We're talking about beer drinking?
Yeah, we're talking about beer consumption.
sibling shadows.
When it comes to beer consumption, yeah, he hasn't eclipsed me yet.
When it comes to, we were talking about jiu-jitsu. I wasn't talking about jiu-jitsu. I was talking about beer consumption.
Hey, is this mic on?
I hear you fine. Maybe.
I can hear you.
I think it's like that.
There's no question about who the Tackett is.
Yeah.
They all look the same. Oof.
Caleb's did a good job of passing here, but
Eckerly still has that bottom
he's
knee
still got the
in the
knee
way.
in, yeah. And he's got that leg over his shoulder, so.
Joshua's doing a good job of staying in the game here, but Tackett definitely has an edge right now.
He's retaining his guard, but barely. It
Yeah,
seems like
Tackett has that step, and he hasn't
Step ahead,
solidified yet.
Got
And
that 2 point.
there it
3
goes.
points.
There it goes. Those are the points.
Now he's in north-south. Probably going to go for.
Well, I think Tackett.
He's holding side control there.
I think Tackett's
Very
going to look
good.
for the back here. Not necessarily like look for it, but is ready to get it at any moment.
I like that Tackett is stabilizing here, taking his time.
Yeah, which you
seeing
don't see a
what
lot
becomes
of with
open.
these kids.
Exactly.
It's like high action. So.
Here's a guard recovery.
Double black gi too.
Yeah. Now Eckerly, he's recovering his guard, but every time he does, Tackett is keeping his legs like pinned, knees together. It's hard for him to move
he's
after
raking up points now.
He's got the
6-0,
cross face.
looks like.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, he didn't give him. There he goes. Yeah, he gave him the other. He gave him the pass.
So now he's 5 points away from winning, and it looks like he could pass to
Looks
Mount
like he's got it.
here.
He wants him cradled up here a little
Or
bit.
he could do neon belly to mount. If you can get that leg through.
Zach, you're right. If he passes to Mount, he breaks. He has to reset at 7.
So he's looking to trap the arm here, like Americana style, but with the head in the inside. Let's see if he goes for it and then just opens the elbow to let the head out. Looks like that's what he might be trying to do here. Or he just goes for it with the head on the inside.
But the arm is high.
It looked like that was a close tap there.
So he got 4 more
Now
points.
he's on the
so
arm.
it's 10-0.
But he's on bottom here. Eckerly putting a lot of pressure, stack passing. Looks like he has his leg stepped up behind the hip.
All right,
Very
so
nice. Very nice escape.
Caleb just needs 1 more point to win. So you go
No,
for the win, or you still going to go for the submission?
Eckerly's on top. You know,
he gets a sweep.
There's 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes left
to
here,
work.
so I think he just needs to keep doing the
Oh, yeah.
exact same thing.
He is going for the sweep.
Yeah, he doesn't need to try.
Eckerly putting some pressure on here.
There's no urgency to sweep here for Tackett. He should just continue to do exactly what he's doing.
There you go. That's it.
That's it. Very nice. That was risky. That was a risky way to get your last 2 points, but I mean, he's up by so many points.
Caleb Tackett.
And Eckerly, he did a good job of defending. He recovered the guard a bunch of times. You know, he was just trying to slow Tackett down, but Tackett wasn't having any.
All right, Caleb. Excellent play jiu-jitsu there, but this is your first time on the Third Coast Grappling stage. We know you've had some family members compete for us. What do you think about your event tonight?
It was awesome. I just want to thank everyone for coming here and supporting me. And he's definitely a really good fighter. And I was just thinking about guys for hard training.
Well, hey, we thank you for coming out and putting on an excellent show. We cannot wait to see you on another card. And we know we can't wait to see the Tackett family on future cards as well. Thank you very much, bud.
Yeah, impressive job by Caleb there.
Very technically sound.
I know he's probably going to have a hard time finding opponents in the future.
jiu-jitsu.com. Also, a big shout out to Everyday Paw.
Jiu-jitsu's not.
Brand created by Suryo Tulio and
It's not. How would you say? It's known to have famous families in it.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be something uncommon.
What do you think the most famous jiu-jitsu family is?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. Maybe the Machados.
I'll give you some time to think about it.
The Donahues from Jersey.
Yeah, the Donahues.
You ain't know about them?
You don't know about the Donahues?
Donahue Jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. All right, we have three more matches here. Third Coast Grappling Kids 1. We have Tiffany Butler coming out of check match. She is also out of the same school as William and Caleb.
So now we're seeing a blue belt.
Yeah, so there's been multiple blue belts already. Lawrence and Maximus were also blue belts as well. So that it's kids and juvenile.
So what that tells me though is that there's going to be a little bit more control, right? The technique's going to be a little bit more refined.
Yeah, I think you would think that, but our last blue belt match was Matthew versus Maximus, which was a wild match because there was like 20 different positions in like 10 seconds.
They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen them. I testify, I don't need a subpoena. They want my soul, better go to Korea. I love my dog, just like a leader.
All right, Sadie Willie coming out of John's gym.
Already
going for armbar.
But it seems like she's defending. Oh.
Wow. Might be the fastest submission in Third Coast Grappling history there.
took 9 seconds
And
off the
your
clock.
winner by armbar,
See, it's great to get a fast submission, but it's hard to win the fight of the night or submission of the night with a fast submission because you don't get to really show all your skills. But that was super impressive there. Checkmat coming out and displaying some great jiu-jitsu here. 2 matches.
And that puts a lot of pressure on the next competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. They thought they were going to have 5 minutes maybe.
Yeah, they're like, okay, I'll fight in 10 minutes.
Right.
Or right now.
Or right now, yeah. Yeah, I bet you kind of always hope that the match before you goes into overtime, right? So you have more time.
So I missed something.
Yeah.
What the hell just
A
happened?
9-second submission.
Yeah, she pulled to close guard, kind of.
There it is.
She pulled and went for the
Very much, we really
arm
appreciate it.
And she did a good job first defending. She got a good angle, but then she just, there was nothing she could do. And that's it. So,
it looked like Duran kept the wrist controlled really well. So whenever her opponent was trying to move out of the way, Sadie could never turn her body because her shoulder was stuck because of the wrist position.
That's impressive.
all right, so we're going to the co-main event here. Mario Vasquez coming out of Team Took. We got an orange belt. This is a gi match. So our next 2 matches, our final matches, are gi matches.
So this is Mario Vasquez coming out?
Yep.
Marco, sorry.
Marco Vasquez.
I have glasses on, my mistake. Actually,
it's dark in here.
The glasses should make me see better, so that's actually, I should have said I don't have my glasses on, but there's cameras on me, so I can't lie. And I'm enjoying this great carbonated water.
Could use some water right now. I'm thirsty.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner,
like flavored carbonated beverages.
Oh, nice. Like Topo Chico?
Kind of like that.
Fermented,
Fermented
vegetables.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a good walkout song. It's a throwback to probably 2003.
It's been interesting, the walkout song pick.
Yeah,
some of them have been very good. Some of them have been kind of curious.
Yeah, I think 8 Mile is older than this kid.
Spaghetti. Yeah, probably.
Well, here we go.
Joaquin Carrasco from Lead BJJ, one of Bruno Bastos' students here.
Stuffing that bottom leg, forcing the half guard. Looks like Joaquin has the underhook here, which is not good.
Marco's getting that bottom knee back in front, which is the correct thing to do. Possibly getting a triangle.
He's working the triangle here. It
looks like the
pretty
other arm.
Yeah,
the other arm is in.
I
but
think
like
both
you said,
arms are in.
Tight.
If he's hooked the leg too, so he's getting a good angle on it. If he can pull the head down, he can probably finish it up here.
This is a strong bite on the triangle.
Oh, now he's going up on top.
Yeah, he's getting the reverse.
So he's going to get 2 points for the sweep.
He's forcing that elbow up, which can mess up the shoulder.
Yeah, this is
not a good position.
This is not a good position for Joaquin right now. But he's still working it. He's doing a bridge here to try to probably relieve the pressure.
Yeah, we can't really see from where we're sitting.
They're about to crab walk off the stage here.
It looks like it's just the wrist of the other arm in there. I'm sure that's choking.
I don't know how you reset this though.
Yeah,
this is gonna just reset them.
Well, I think Marco would get 2 points.
Yeah, okay, so he got the
just
2
awarded
points.
2 points.
But still, like I would rather have that position than the 2 points.
Yeah.
You know, I mean. But I mean, he was.
Looks like Marco's keeping the hands in front of.
But he was in this position before and was able to get into that. I mean, this is almost the exact same thing that happened earlier.
He's recovering the guard.
Almost took the back.
Carrasco's trying the same type of pass, which I don't necessarily think is a bad idea. It's just now he needs to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, and definitely looks like Marco's probably pretty good at taking the back and getting that arm over. So needs to keep his elbows in.
Definitely working that triangle again. There he goes.
Yep. So there he goes again. Able to get. He was able to get his elbow through.
There's a lot of pushing on the chin there, which is totally legal.
Yeah,
actually.
creating space, making the person uncomfortable, not want to put a lot of pressure on you. I mean,
he's trying to. He is putting pressure on him, but it doesn't look like a whole lot of trying to get the guard.
And
open.
he's working that arm.
Now he's got.
Now Marco keeps trying to get this triangle submission here. Keeps climbing the legs up and gets close every time.
We're seeing the body triangle from guard again. We've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah, I saw that a lot. It looks like Watkins should get some posture here and try to get the guard open, but he seems to just be forcing.
I agree. Watkins putting a lot of his weight
forward,
which is actually not
it's
doing
putting him
much.
in danger of the triangle, actually. Like, he needs to, I think, reassess here.
Oh, he's got an omoplata. Almost. Gonna come up. Get up on to mount. No.
Looks like they're just back in the guard. That's the thing with these kids, man. They it looks like they're almost in so many good
what
positions.
would go
and then
over
just all
for an
resets
adult?
back to the
Yeah,
guard.
exactly.
Marco, sleep in the mountain, you win. Let's go.
You kind of have some expectations for what's going to happen in certain positions because you watch a lot more adults, but the kids, they can get out of a lot of positions.
I don't know if this is like a line of control or maybe they're more limber.
Ezekiel Temp here. He's creating that space, trying to get his head out.
Now what Marco needs to do is put the feet on the hips. So whenever he tries to stretch him away from inside the closed guard, it actually makes the Ezekiel choke tighter.
Yeah. Maybe that's
so
that was
just
what
trying to create some space.
Maybe that's his game plan the whole time, trying to go for this Ezekiel. I would prioritize passing the guard here.
Yeah, especially with Marco's triangle attempts.
Yes,
you want to get out. You want to get out of that, but Marco has 4 points already, and he could get a sweep here.
Yeah, that's my thing is Joaquin's down on points.
Doesn't have any arm in. He's kind of like, this is a dangerous
This could be a
position.
spinal lock here. This is a danger.
Yeah, I'm sure the ref might stop it here if it gets
so
too.
if they both extend the hips here.
Okay, so let it go.
Yeah, Marco was in control of his own spine in that position.
Right, he was choosing. He was choosing to do that.
Yeah, as long as his legs were locked, the bend was there. So he undid it, but gave up position.
Okay, so we got 40 seconds.
30 seconds
this match
essentially.
has flown by. We only have 30 seconds
4-0.
So Marco's
Walking is down.
Yeah, so if Marco can hold on here, he'll get to choose either top or bottom full guard, which I'd probably pick full guard bottom if I was him. Or standing.
This is such an interesting match.
Yeah, Marco could pick bottom, but Carrasco, I think, wants to be on top.
He's attacking the neck here. I can't really see the hand positioning, but there's 2 seconds left.
And 1 second left. That's it. So Marco gets to pick.
So it looks like Marco gets to decide.
All right, so he took the bottom. That's where he's
we
working most of his submissions
We thought
from.
he was going to pick.
We're going to see triangle attempts again here.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see.
I would imagine, unless he's got
See if,
something else.
will Joaquin keep going for this Ezekiel? He keeps forcing himself forward. See, just like this. He keeps going for the Ezekiel inside the closed guard, which is not high percentage. However,
he's probably got good pressure.
If you get it locked in, you can't really escape it that easy.
But he's got his knee in between, so he gets a sweep. He's come up on top.
But he has to escape.
Establish top position.
He got the sweep.
Golden point. Marco Vasquez.
That's a risky strategy there by Joaquin trying to go for that finish.
I think that'll change with experience.
Yeah, that's something. So if you get it locked in, it is extremely successful.
Yeah.
Right. If you get it completely locked in, because once you have it locked in, the person's reaction is to extend their hips, and it pushes the choke in. But it's such a risky technique.
Came out on top, won it overtime. What are your thoughts on it?
He's a really good opponent. I'm really grateful to have somebody step up and take that match against me, and it was very, very good.
You're just catching your breath, man. I didn't know if you were about to start singing or something. You know, you put on an excellent show. On behalf of Third Coast Grappling, everybody here, thank you very much, man. We can't wait to see you on the stage again. Give it up!
Yeah, talking with Marco's dad yesterday, they have a hard time finding him matches because he's so game.
That was a very back and forth match.
No, that was a perfect opponent, I think, for him. I mean, there was multiple times where I think he wasn't, both of them were in danger.
I mean, there was the resetting while he was in a full triangle, which I understand. We were right next to his coach, and we heard a lot of frustration.
Yeah, but... All right, fight. Headline of the night, Mona Bailey, blue belt out of Carlson Gracie, Houston. Another person that has a hard time finding opponents.
I can see why. She has had extremely tough competition, including adults, former world champions.
Oh yeah, she won our qualifiers.
Performed at incredible levels. She is, I want to say, game beyond her years.
Oh, absolutely. Even fighting through what I like to call slam gate during qualifiers too. She was still able to battle back from getting slammed multiple times.
My favorite part about that
is I'm having a hard time hearing you with this crowd. It's going wild. Are you talking about when Oliver did the announcement? Yeah. Things are legal.
You had to tell us that sounds real cool.
Well, so when it comes to slams, though, like, you typically only expect your opponent to do it that one time.
Not multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times is like the Hulk versus Loki.
Yeah.
So Mona is very experienced on our stage too. Has fought 3-4 times already in the qualifiers. So she's been on this stage.
She's had some very tough competition before.
Isabel is a
quick pull
seasoned
by
blue
Mona.
belt.
Yes.
Isabel is a young and seasoned blue belt.
Look at a leg drag style pass. Mona quickly recovers to a half guard Nuncio position here.
I think Mona recently receiving her blue belt, correct?
Yes, and now it's clear that Isabel does not want to pass on the knees.
Yeah, so she's standing.
But here, this is where Mona can actually stretch her out.
Mona's locking in that close guard.
It's smart of Isabel to want to pass standing up. Mona is very successful from her close guard. So the more she can stay out of that, the
Try to create
safer
that
she could be.
pressure on the legs to open it up. Isabella's standing back up, as we can see. Now, slams are not legal for the kids' events.
Event. Isabella with very good posture, but Mona getting underneath here.
Oh, little.
She's trapping the collar here.
She's got. It looks like her leg is in the wormhole. Oh no, she let it go.
There's a little firm. Oh, Isabel passing off of this.
That
little
was a
initiative.
good change of direction
she's
there.
got a good initiative here. She needs to keep the foot on the gas.
It's tough, though, because Mona's knee is still in the way.
Yeah. Mona abandoning the lapel there. Keeping her a little good off balance. If Mona can come up here on the sweep, she can get the points, but Isabella is able to retain that top position, so good job on
Mona's trying to choke here from bottom half guard
Was
now.
that a loop choke attempt?
I think so, either loop choke or Ezekiel choke. However, she got put flat on her back when she tried to do that, so now her main objective should be getting space and recovering better.
We've got 3 minutes remaining in this regulation.
I can't see if
Make some noise for these two ladies. Come on.
Looks like her right arm is pretty stuck on the other side.
All right,
resetting here.
Setting. Sometimes difficult to move athletes that are entangled across a mat, but
it's easier when they're 7 years old.
Competitors got to get bigger as the night progressed.
All right, so Mona.
It's like she's in a kind of compromising position.
Yeah,
she's holding on
to that
but
foot, but she got
score 0-0 here. We got 2.5 minutes to go.
More like quarter guard.
Isabella definitely in a good position to finish passing here.
And she's doing the right thing. She's letting Mona get the underhook, but on the wrong side for Mona. So she's actually using it as a whizzer there to help her put leverage on the hips.
Yeah, Mona's starting to turn here, but she doesn't want to give her back up. Now she's turning
Now
back in.
she's
This
putting
is
the knee
right.
in
She's
front.
got her knee shield back. This is an excellent recovery here, but she's not done. Mona's trying to control the wrist here.
Yeah,
Maybe a
if
possible
she drops
triangle
that
attempt.
leg, she can get a sweep, but
Now, Isabella here keeping a lot of pressure. She's trying to step over that leg, and she does.
As she's there, she's leaning over. Just start lifting her.
Mona does have the left leg controlled with the pant
She has,
grip.
yeah, she has that pant grip. It's unclear if she's trying to load at this point. Maybe work her left leg underneath, but it doesn't seem like she's trying to do that. She's trying to just hold that De La Riva control there.
Oh, but now she.
Oh, this is.
oh, she got the
nice
triangle.
Now,
beautiful triangle.
I say she's in trouble.
I think Isabel got a little impatient. She kind of put herself in that position.
So Mona needs to get an angle here. She hooked the leg there. She hooked the leg on the other side.
This is a very good position here for Mona.
45 seconds left. Can Isabel hold on into overtime?
Turnaround.
Oh, she got the points, but she's
Still
really
inside that triangle.
Yeah, she needs to try to get that submission in the 30 seconds that she has left.
She has 30 seconds.
30 seconds to submit. Can she do it?
If she can hold on.
Nice attack. She got it.
She got the Americana from the triangle.
Wow, that was a great match.
That was a super good match. Amazing. That was bananas.
I think we got a fan favorite here. All right, awesome night of fights. That was amazing.
Why do you keep saying night? It was like, I can see sunlight out of the door.
Because by the time most people rewatch this, it'll be nighttime.
But some people are going to watch it in the morning.
Amazing morning here at Third Coast Grappling.
Good morning, coming to you.
I mean, Isabel was 23 seconds away from going into overtime.
That was
Amazing,
a
great job.
So I didn't see all the other matches, but that might be one of
we have a
the
good streak
fights
going
of
here
the
at Third
night.
Coast Grappling. We're very happy to have you here. So, a game opponent stepped into the last minute to come take on. Real good job. Tell us what you thought about that.
First, thank you all for taking the match on my notice. Thank you to my parents, my team, Professor Jared, my sister, for helping me get ready for the tournament, Third Coast for helping me give me the opportunity.
Hey, we love it. Thank you very much for coming up here, putting on a show. Thank you to all of you for coming out here and supporting these kids. Texas has an amazing grappling scene, and this is just proof that the up-and-comers are going to make a future for us. So, one more round of applause. Don't forget we have merchandise at the table. Thank you all once again for coming out.
All right, wrapping it up. Afternoon. So what did you think, Ricky? Let's get your feedback on the night.
A lot of close guard. There was a lot of close guard, and so if this trend continues, like with this upcoming generation, closed guard's making its a resurgence back into the zeitgeist.
Yeah, and you're seeing it in adults too. But yeah, I mean that, and you got to remember they're going to be working a lot more fundamentals here. So that's
Also-
where the fundamentals start, right?
Also,
is closed guard.
Absolutely, and I saw a lot of people trying to pass the closed guard incorrectly, right? Like this is one thing that sometimes people have a hard time separating, but sometimes you have to untangle yourself before you even think about passing.
Right.
And the closed guard, even though you're not tangled up necessarily, you still have to open it before you can think about passing it.
Right.
And so I feel like there was a bunch of athletes today that were just trying to blast through, and they weren't successful.
Right. And you're just giving the person on bottom the opportunity to get those triangles, work their legs up to trap the shoulder. If you're giving all the pressure in front, instead of getting the pressure on their legs to open up and pass.
A couple of things on the ground. If you want to see if it's your items and you are missing, possibly a watch, some glasses, trial
So just a shout out to some of our sponsors here. Kicksite, industry standard and martial arts school management software. So go to kicksite.com if you're a gym owner and need a awesome program to help manage pretty much everything. You can even do text message shout outs to all your students in case electricity goes down, like whatever might happen. It's an awesome program. Weedify, which gives soldiers scholarships to basically be a therapeutic deal for through practicing jiu-jitsu for veterans that may have been disabled or hurt during combat. So go to weedifyfoundation.org, justeatpants.com, which has always free shipping. Use code
Two pants.
Two pants.
Sorry,
Double pants.
I got excited because it's 2 pants.
It is two. You get 2 pants.
You get 2 pants.
15% off your second pair.
What?
So
How much money is that?
saves a bunch of money. All the money you have.
That's amazing.
So you can use that money on buying gi tops. Who knows? So justgipants.com. Fuji mats, industry leading in facility design and mats. So I think we even have them at our gym. Fuji mats.
Fuji mats are dope.
Do you like the slick or do you like the
I like the
textured?
tatami.
Yeah.
I like the tatami because
Slick.
people that drag their feet, both literally and figuratively,
People that
get
walk
burnt.
like caveman.
Get burnt.
Yeah, gotcha. Third Ward BJJ is a nonprofit giving back to the impoverished area of Third Ward Houston and spreading the gift of jiu-jitsu. So if you're in that area and want to go check it out, go train there, thirdwardbjj.com. I Rule Designs, Hasana,
Shout out
our
to
photographer
Hasana.
since the beginning, does a great job. If you see our posters, she's behind it all. So best damn designer around, so thank you very much for making us look so good, Hasana. I Rule Designs. Jiu-Jitsu Times, one of your one-stop shop for anything BJJ news related. Go to jujitsutimes.com. Everyday Pojada, a lifestyle brand created by Servio and Homolo Barral. Everyday Pojada is embracing the grind. So go to pojadastore.com, which I think they do some charity work for some jiu-jitsu gyms in Brazil. So go get you some Pojada gear. And then lastly, Kimura soap, ethically sourced and organic, top soap for grapplers in the USA. Go to kimurasoap.com. I think our actual competitors on the main card will all get Kimura soap. So
nice.
March 15th.
What about us?
I said our competitors, so.
I've competed for you before. Ricky's competed for you before.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can pull some strings.
Come on, Zachy boy.
I'll see if I can pull
Let's
some
make it
strings.
work.
And lastly, 3CG Radio. So giving you the latest in 3CG news, grappling news, current events. Catch every episode every Thursday on all distribution. As Ryan McGuire said, it's the more serious side of the Fish Stripe podcast. So if you want to hear a bunch of silly gooses, tune into us Monday night on.
Their podcast is only in black and white.
Right.
They
This one
wear
is-
suits.
They wear suits.
They have.
The Fish Stripe podcast is more silly.
We so silly.
So silly goose. So check out both the Fifth Stride Podcast and 3CG Radio. And go ahead and, if you watch this on YouTube, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more content we can build.
For y'all's 3CG Radio, can you guys have like a ticker going on the bottom, kind of like how
of all the
CNN
latest
has
news.
all the latest news? But most of it's just like Ryan's tweets.
It's mostly just rankings.
It's just Ryan's posts because they come that often. So it's just gonna be on the bottom.
We'll just have the live
feed.
feed of his Facebook up on the corner.
Everyone on there is
It's
going
like,
to...
how is he posting and doing a podcast at the same time?
Oh, he's known to do
Everyone
that.
on the Third Coast Grappling Radio is going to smoke a cigar.
Yeah. They just have lounge chairs.
Yeah.
We drink whiskey on the 3CG Radio.
We drink whiskey on Fifth Stride.
Once.
We have Proper 12.
Taking a picture here. All right, thank you, everybody. We're out. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Or a good morning.
Or a good morning.
Or a good morning.
Or a
Depends
good
on when you're
afternoon.
listening or watching.
Yeah.
All right, good night.